just climbing the ladder to secure that initial offensive rebound.
You might have heard the fans here. They couldn't believe where he came from. Grabbed by Del Orso, who drives the baseline and slams it home.
He did what? Del Orso taking off from the baseline.
63-44. Wildcat fans love that. They haven't seen that before.
They certainly have not seen that before from Anthony Del Orso. I mean, I've got a number of questions of the day today for you in terms of everything happening. A lot of it is based around college basketball and what's going on right now in the landscape with your Arizona Wildcats, as well as the national landscape. Arizona winning last night at home over South Dakota State to move to 13-0 in the season, the number one team in the country, headed now into Big 12 conference play against the Utah Utes. That'll be coming up Saturday in Salt Lake City. We've got a bowl game to get to this Friday over in San Diego. We will be live in San Diego. I can't tell you yet where we will be live from. Maybe we can confirm that when Glenn Howe joins us at 5:20 coming up on the show. But we will be live. We will either be live at a location nearby Snapdragon Stadium, or we will be live on the grounds of Snapdragon Stadium for Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. Also, possibly, I'll just throw it out there, possibly if we are on location at that nearby spot, we might be also doing some extended programming for you. Maybe give you a little extra hour on Friday as well. So it just kind of all depends on where we're going to be exactly Friday for our game day coverage as the Arizona Wildcats take on the SMU. Lot of moving parts, a lot of moving parts coming up with this week for sure, with a lot happening towards the tail end of it. New Year's Day, of course, coming up on Thursday. We will do a show tomorrow, so we will be with you on New Year's Eve, and obviously no shows on New Year's Day, no games on New Year's Day. Normally, like when we, at least like Thanksgiving and Christmas, there's usually a ton of NFL football that we can give to you, but the NFL is not playing this week on Thursday. Everything is on Saturday and Sunday. Now, the bad news is if you have really gotten into the fact that we are Southern Arizona's home of Carolina Panthers football, is that they've got a pretty big ball game coming up this Saturday against Tampa Bay, the rematch. Winner goes to the playoffs. Losers season is over. The bad news is that because we've got so much other stuff going on Saturday, we are not going to be able to carry the Carolina Panthers final regular season game of the season. So we really kind of need them to win, because I don't want to go out like that in our first year of being the Carolina Panthers, the home of the Carolina Panthers here in Southern Arizona. So I need at least one more game coming up next week. It kind of gets these Saturday. I was hoping we would not get the Saturday game, because obviously we've got Arizona men's basketball, and it's a day game coming up Saturday in Salt Lake City, and then Arizona women are playing at 4:45, and it just didn't. The timing of it all, unfortunately, just does not work. We could have put the first half or more of the game on over on AM 1400 Freedom 1400 KTUC, but I don't like doing that as a program director. I'll join a game in progress and take you to the end. I don't like, however, giving you the front end of a game if I can't give you the back end and the finality of such a game. So as a result, we will not carry Carolina Panthers football for you this week on any of our stations. But my understanding is the game will be on in the market here, so you will be able to hear that on radio, just not with the Carolina Panthers radio network. So we've got that for you as well. J-Dub is with me today, 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. J-Dub, we dove into a lot of the game last night, and really I don't know that's, the story, the Wildcats won that game as they were expected to do. The story obviously is the end of non-conference, 13-0, undefeated, which I don't think a lot of people thought Arizona would be in that space with the caliber of talent that they had on this preseason schedule, to go through 13-0, to beat 5 ranked teams, to win 8 straight games by 20 points, and to be the number 1 team in the country. Things are off to a really great start for Arizona. They've put themselves in a really nice position going into Big 12 conference play, but we know it's going to start to get tough on Saturday. I mean, going into Utah and thinking you're just going to roll in there and win in your Big 12 opener is nothing that anybody should be thinking about. And then come around January 26th is when it really is going to start to get difficult for this team, and we'll really find out who the Arizona Wildcats are, because that last 5-6 weeks of the conference season is going to be an absolute gauntlet for this team, and it's going to be fun to watch as this thing gets rolling here on Saturday.
Yeah, just for a quick refresh, you can only make predictions, DK, based on your experience and your understanding of the present situation in front of you. And what I mean by that is we've seen many freshman classes come through college basketball over our lifetimes, and very rarely do 4 freshmen slide into a rotation seamlessly and play winning basketball from the first game. That just is a very rare thing. So when we saw Florida, UConn, UCLA, Auburn, Alabama, all these big names on the early season schedule, I don't think anybody had them going 13-0 through the regular season, just for the simple fact that they had a lot of new faces and a lot of new players working in that rotation. What we've learned in the last 13 games, DK, is these 4 freshmen are far beyond the average 18-year-old who steps on campus out of high school, some with professional backgrounds, some have 4 gold medals for the U.S. national team. They're just ready to go. And I've been so impressed over these I was super impressed with the Florida game, super impressed with what they did in Stores. But over these last 8-9 games, like you said, with the 20-point wins, they're just so consistent with their style and what they're trying to do, the inside-out game. They're built for it. They've recruited directly to it. And, yeah, I mean, 13-0, I don't think anybody had that on their bingo card going into the season. But I'm not surprised after they won the game at Stores. I'm not surprised they beat the 2 Alabama schools and are undefeated now, because I didn't think they would win that game. I wasn't sure about the Florida game to start the season just because of the inexperience. And we didn't know necessarily what, Anthony Del Orso would look like coming back. We didn't know how healthy Moteus Krivas was going to be this year. So a lot of question marks going into the game, but they have answered, or going into the season, DK, but they have answered every single one of them, glowingly. So I cannot speak highly enough about what Coach Lloyd and the staff have done over there, and the players and the effort and energy they're bringing. It's just impressive to watch.
It is, for sure. It's been a whole lot of fun, and it's going to continue to be a whole lot of fun as they start this conference season, this second year for the Arizona men's basketball program in the Big 12 conference.
They're going to play Utah, right?
Yes, they are.
And Larry Markkinen plays there in Salt Lake?
He does.
Could they maybe call him up?
Yeah, I can't remember. Did they hook up with him last? Because did they? I don't know if they went there last year. It's about 2 years ago, I think they went there.
One could have seen.
Yeah, but yeah, absolutely. I remember Kerr was there last year, because I think the Warriors were playing. The last time they went there, I remember Kerr and them were there.
I think Kerr might be a little old to suit up for the Wildcats this year, but I think that Larry Markkinen.
Are you really ever too old? That's becoming the question now, J-Dub. You led me to the next part of our show. Are you ever really too old?
I mean, I don't even know what's going on. I do know what's going on. I know that the NCAA is being sued about whether or not they're a monopoly. And that's really at the core of what this whole situation is all about. And so as a result, the antitrust lawsuits, they've now are allowing in the last 2 months. We heard Tom Izzo talk about this 2 months ago. More recently, Mr. Najee, James Najee, is going to be enrolled at Baylor. He is already enrolled. He was drafted in the NBA draft already. The rules have always been, if you declare for the draft and you keep your name in and you are taken by a team, you no longer can be enrolled. Your eligibility in college is forfeit. That's always been the rule. And now as of this year, James Najee, who was drafted, he's never played in college, but drafted into the NBA, never played a game, is now enrolled to play college basketball at Baylor. So the swirling rumors around all this, DK, is that the NCAA is now allowing G League players who've made money as professional basketball players to play basketball in college this season as a result of these antitrust lawsuits. So they can point and say, hey, no, we're not in total control of the whole situation and denying people the ability to do things. We are allowing everybody in. And there's obviously the question about international players. I mean, Ivan Karchenkov, right? And there are guys on this year's roster for Arizona who have played professionally overseas before getting here. But it's just a bit of a mess. And I think the consensus from the coaches I've heard is they just want the rules to be clear and for everybody to be on the same page. We heard Coach Lloyd talk about that, about the double transfers, right? Wasn't that last season where his compliance officer said, don't go after any double transfer recruits because they're not going to be eligible. And then midway through the season, they were declared eligible by the NCAA. So, yeah, here's the main point, DK. We've lived our whole lives with this slow-moving train wreck.
Yeah.
The NCAA, the clearinghouse, they always move at a snail's pace. And we've watched this over the years time and time and time again. And now in the last 4 years, with transfer portal rules, NIL rules, and now professional athletes being granted eligibility back into college that's supposed to be amateur athletics, is just such a weird shift from everything happening so fast these last few years relative to what we're used to. And I don't think anybody really knows what's going on.
We're going to let you hear from a number of people on that point right there. By the way, James Najee, no relation to Zeke Najee, who played here at the University of Arizona.
Apparently, Nigerian Najee is a pretty common surname.
Maybe they're, could be long range cousins or something of that sort. But but no, you never know. It could be cousins that they don't even know they're cousins, because that happens in a lot of communities. But so we'll let you hear from Tom Izzo on that. We'll let you hear from Tommy Lloyd. He spoke on it a little bit last night. John Calipari's had some things to say. And would it be something in college basketball if John Calipari did not have something
He's got thoughts
to say about it? He's got thoughts. Charlie Baker will read you what he sent out today on this, as well as a message from Dan Hurley from UConn as well. Bringing in the third member of our show today, it is not cricket, but it is Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball, hey, I got to give this young man a little credit here. He showed up. He showed up in his jersey today after his boys got their ass kicked by my Browns on Sunday. Credit to you for not ducking and running.
I wouldn't say that there was a butt whooping involved in either side of that particular contest, DK. That was more of just one person that was blind fight another guy that was blind, that was in a dark room, and someone happened to hit someone with the stick. That's kind of how that game looks to be played.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot to
There was a lot of
it.
There was a lot of ineptitude in that game. We both had the misfortune of watching on Sunday.
Well, I had the fortune of watching the game over at Coach Harvey's house.
I was about to say, I saw you over at Fred
got
Harvey's
a chance
spot.
to. We've talked about it forever about getting together for the Browns. He's obviously a huge Steelers fan. I back the Browns, and we've talked about getting together and watching a game. So that finally happened over the weekend. He cooked up some gumbo. I don't eat gumbo, but he cooked it up. He had some greens, cornbread, sausages, and fish, and lots of good stuff. So we feasted ourselves and watched football on the big screen there in Fred Harvey's compound. He's got the Steelers man cave thing going on, and he was very unhappy at the end, and I was very happy.
Man,
what happens?
I'm just thinking about the fact that the Steelers man cave, and I just thought to myself, I had to get rid of the Steelers man cave to make way for the girlfriend's crafts room.
Oh, boy.
So now I have to think, where am I going to put all that stuff and have it set up now?
Yeah, the cat towers are now in place of where your shield used to be, right?
Yes, it is actually, as a matter of fact.
Your shield? What kind of shield
I had a
do you
big
have?
banner that kind of had all the years they've won the Super Bowl on it and all this stuff. So that had to get moved to make way for a cat tree, and there's now drawers filled with yarn that evenally have to go ahead and get taken care of.
How many cats do you have, bro?
Sweet love.
Jesus.
Sweet love.
How many
Sweet
cats do
young
you have?
love.
Sweet
I
love.
mean, holy mackerel.
It's something. I'm happy with it. And,
How many cats do you have?
two.
He doesn't want
It's
to
just
answer
the
the
two.
question.
It's
Well,
just
first,
two cats.
first tell the listeners,
Two.
are you or are you not allergic to cats?
I am, so far from what I understand, I am not allergic,
Okay.
but I'm still waiting to find the true results of that as the cats are becoming more comfortable with me. More of them are willing to sit on my lap now when I'm on the couch trying to watch the game, and they're sitting on my lap. So when we eventually get to that point where I am fully exposed to these cats, we'll see if I'm allergic.
What are their
or not.
names?
First one is Mira. The other one is Pumpkin.
Mira and Pumpkin are like, this is my room now,
Yes.
brother.
Yes, this is
no
my
longer
room.
your NFL room. This is my room.
This is my room now.
All right, our question of the day, I've got it up right now, so head on over to Twitter at Wildcats1290. Our question of the day, I'll ask this to you, Dragon Ball, since you're here. What was your favorite play from last night's Arizona men's basketball win over South Dakota State? Was it Toby Awaka and Koa Pete crashing the boards, getting 3 offensive rebounds and a putback by Koa Pete, or was it Anthony Del Orso dunking on the baseline?
I think dunking on the baseline for Anthony Delorso. We've been seeing so much of him trying to say that he's that go-to three-point threat coming off the bench for this year's U of A squad. The fact that he's now showing, okay, no, there's a little bit of dribble drive to that game there, and that's a big boost to this squad. They need to get that little bit of an in-betweener coming off the bench. You already have Braden Burries, who's shown to actually be a pretty good defensive guard now. He's had a couple steal and slams in that last game. And Ivan Karchenkov, if he gets into foul trouble, you need Del Orso to be able to be that freight train going into the paint, and he showed no fear on that one. So we'll see if that carries over to the Big 12 play.
All right, well, apparently then the dunking the basketball is still the order of the day in terms of what folks love. Right now, 100% of the people saying Deli Duncan. Deli Duncan was their favorite play from last night's 99-71 win by the Wildcats over South Dakota State. All right, Dragon Ball will rejoin us a little bit later with more conversation. Right now, he is in for cricket, who is off on vacation for the remainder of 2025. We only have, about a little over 24 hours, maybe 32 hours maybe left
Yeah, 30,
of
32.
This year. And Dragon Ball will have all of your traffic over that 32 hours.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson traffic. Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. We have an accident with possible injuries over at East Tancaverde Road and North Sabino Canyon Road, all directions getting to a crawl there at the intersection. Another accident with injuries confirmed at South Tucson Boulevard and East Eastland Street, South Tucson Boulevard, north and southbound there, showing most of the slowdown right now. For your weather, currently sitting about 71 degrees, and we're going to stay that way before eventually getting all the way down to 65 here at 6 o'clock. I'm Dragon Ball with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging and replacement, batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
It's DK on the sports tip. Did you hear what we were talking about?
Dragon Ball, if you were going to be given an NIL for NAU, what sport would that have been?
Probably would have had to try it out for at least the Quidditch team.
Quidditch?
No, I bet.
Wow.
Yeah, for
I don't
sure.
even know what that is. What is Quidditch?
Quidditch is
It's a wizard
fictional-
sport.
It's a
Is that
wizard.
card game?
It's kind of like lacrosse on a broomstick with magic.
DK on the sports tip, Monday through Fridays at 3 right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You know the rush when you reach that goal? When something you've worked for pays off? That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start January 7th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Arizona's best New Year's Eve party is right here and admission is free. Don't miss the Taco Bell New Year's Eve Downtown Bowl Bash with fireworks presented by O'Reilly Chevrolet, a silent disco presented by Tucson Federal Credit Union, and the world-famous Midnight Taco Touchdown. Plus food trucks featuring the Taco Bell food truck and music headlined by the Lucky Devils Band. The fun starts 6 p.m. December 31st at Stone and Congress. Details at thearizonabowl.com.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
I heard Coach Brennan said most of the former guys who played in this game, the Bobby Wades and the Salavez and the Sanders, talked to him, and it looked like it. The way that those guys played, it looked like old Wildcat football.
The way they just pounded on these guys, killing them by 100 cuts. You look at the time of possession, we had 40 minutes. They had 20 minutes.
That's crazy.
That is unbelievable.
We are Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Up to a 30% upfront bonus and 12% per year guaranteed growth for retirement. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and these are the highest guarantees with annuities I have seen in my life. When interest rates are this high, there are silver linings, and annuity guarantees are one of them. Up to a 30% bonus upfront for retirement income. On $100,000, that's up to $42,000 guaranteed in the first year. And it's because of the economy and its high interest rates. Don't let anyone, especially another financial advisor, tell you it's not true. Up to 30% upfront just for opening an account and up to 12% per year guaranteed income growth. Don't miss out. This won't last forever. If you have an old 401k, get up to 30% upfront and 12% guaranteed growth for income today.
Call 321-4100. That's 321-4100.
Guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
3 little words no parent wants to hear.
My tummy hurts.
And it always seems to happen at the worst times. Like in the middle of the morning rush, when you still have homework to check and lunches to pack, and of course, you're already late for work. Luckily, there's Pepto Kids. Pepto Kids chewables provide fast relief for common stomach issues, turning those 3 words into these 3 words.
I feel better.
Bad time for stomach upsets? Good time for Pepto Kids chewables. Fast relief for little tummies. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
I'm Ken Goodrich with Gettle. We once got a call from 2 neighbors yelling at each other over a shared wall. We got there fast, isolated the leak, repaired the pipe, and calmed down a suburban standoff before it turned into full-blown neighborhood warfare. At Gettle, we do things the right way, not the easy way. So we don't just fix the pipes, we keep the peace. Because burst pipes bring stress, and we bring solutions. Gettle, G-O-E-T-T-L, will fix your pipes, but it's hard to spell.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. DK on the Sports Tip is your show. We are with you until 6 o'clock tonight, and hopefully, just hopefully, we will have Panther talk for you coming up at 6 o'clock. The Carolina Panthers playing for all the marbles this Saturday.
Guarantee you we will.
Okay. Sometimes we have issues with the Tuesday version
I got a backup
of Panther Talk. Let me see if I can try this one more time from over here.
Boswell waits for a screen from Ballo, gets around it to the right. Throw out for Umar, who slams it home.
Why do you not want to go man-to-man against Arizona? Exhibit A, Ballo served at the top of the rim.
So last night, as, again, the whole entire college basketball system is falling apart. And you'll hear from Tommy Lloyd here coming up, because Tommy Lloyd wants nothing to do, as you would imagine, Tommy Lloyd would not, wants nothing to do with discussion of guys that have played professionally or any of that coming to play at Arizona. At least not at this point. He doesn't. Now, that might change once maybe there's some structure to all of this. But he wants nothing to do with that right now. Does not mean that we can't talk about it on this show, and we will talk about it on this show.
Coach Lloyd does not want to be a soundbite.
No, exactly. He does not. In fact, let's let you hear what. So Coach was asked about the situation involving James Najee, who has signed on to play at Baylor. He was asked about that. He was attempted to be asked about it. He couldn't. The reporter, our guy. Troy Hutchinson couldn't even get the total question out because Tommy Lloyd was in full shutdown mode in terms of this topic. Here's how this all went down last night after the game.
I'm playing that game. Listen, I mean, like, guys, it's so crazy right now. And, I guess the only thing that I would say is frustrating is you just don't know what direction things are coming from. You're just trying to coach your team. And there's no way. It's not a compliance issue. It's not whatever. Why doesn't everybody know what's going to be allowed and what's not going to be allowed? Why are we surprised by things? And maybe that's a me fault for having my head in the sand and not being on social media. I could admit that could be a me fault, but I think it should be a little more obvious what is going to be allowed and not allowed. I mean, that to me, if you're talking about a real level playing field, let's start with that. This is almost as crazy as a couple years ago when they said double transfers weren't going to be eligible. So we literally had a guy in the NCAA office sit in my office, tell us, don't recruit double transfers. This is in the summer. They're not going to be eligible. They're going to deny all the waivers. Okay, we didn't recruit double transfers. Well, that January, all the double transfers got eligible everywhere. So, it's just, there's just literally no credibility, and it sucks. But you know what I'm excited about? Arizona basketball. And I'm excited about playing at Utah on Saturday, and I'm not going to be a spokesperson for any of this stuff, so I'm done talking about it. Sorry, Bruce.
I was wondering if it could get to the point, in your opinion, where an NBA guy who still has played all 4 years
not talking about it. You guys already know how I feel, and I just don't want to be a quote on that stuff. I want to be a quote on Arizona basketball and what we have going right now, and let's stay locked into the main thing. Arizona basketball and Arizona football winning the Holiday Bowl. That's as good as it's as deep as I can go in my in my Rolodex right now.
All right, that is as deep as he can go. Of course, we can go further because we have 3 hours to go further versus 3 minutes in a post-game press conference. So Charlie Dwayne Baker Jr. is the sixth president of the NCAA. He's the sixth president since 2023 of the NCAA, apparently. That tells you exactly where the NCAA is right now, that they've had 6 presidents since 2023. Is that right? Am I reading that correctly? And he is the 6th president?
I mean, it feels like Mark Emmert was there for a while, wasn't he?
Oh, my gosh. I'll
look it up.
Now I got to look up all the presidents of the NCAA. Certainly, we are long gone from the Seth Dempsey days. So he clarified some things today in terms of all of this. Now, again, we'll kind of back it up just a little if you're not familiar with the entire situation. So there's a couple of things happening here. James Najee is a player who has signed with the Baylor Bears. There's also another young man who has out of college and has played professionally that is pursuing. There might be some suing happening because there generally always is at some point, who is also pursuing an opportunity to likely come back and play some college basketball. I played that Oumar Ballo cut, and we'll get to that at the top because, who knows? Maybe that's a guy that if we're looking at guys to potentially come back and play here, maybe Oumar Ballo might just be one of those guys.
I don't know. I don't know if it works quite like that, just because Oumar played 5 years, right?
Right. Well, I haven't read anything that says you have to have a certain amount of eligibility.
Well, I think the rules basically are still in place where 4 years plus a red shirt, right? So you can play your 4 years in 5 years to play college athletics.
So basically, then it's people that left early.
Yes, or never played to begin with. So Najee, in James Najee case, he never played college basketball.
Right.
He was playing overseas. He got drafted in the second round of the NBA draft, and played in summer league, but never signed a contract. You'll read, obviously, the president's words from today, but he is eligible. They've determined him eligible because he never played NBA basketball, and he has eligibility left in college.
Yes.
So I think guys like Umar wouldn't qualify just because he's already played all of his eligibility.
Well, that makes more sense now. So Najee was the 31st overall pick in the 2023 draft, first pick of the second round, never signed a contract, did play in Summer League, kind of like Umar had. Umar played in Summer League. Opted to stay and play professionally overseas rather than make the leap to the NBA. Now, obviously, without having ever played in college, he's attempting to go back will go back and do that now with the Baylor Bears, who obviously are in the same conference with the University of Arizona. So here's what Charlie Baker had to say today. Again, this is the president of the NCAA. He says the NCAA has not and will not grant eligibility to any prospective or returning student athletes who have signed an NBA contract, including a two-way contract. So that's even guys that have not played in the league but are playing, that have signed two-way contracts, that played in the G League. So that, that would, again, if we were talking about guys who still had eligibility, that would preclude maybe a guy like I believe Azuolas Tubelis maybe had another year left. I think didn't he leave after his junior year?
Yes,
so
exactly.
he might have had a year left to play.
Yeah.
That would preclude him because he initially was on a two-way deal with the Philadelphia 76ers. Although I don't know that he ever actually played. Did he actually play games for their G League affiliate? I don't remember if he did or not.
You could play in the G League. I mean, you can't play in the NBA or have signed even a 10-day contract apparently is no good.
Yeah. All right, so there you go. Anybody that has signed an NBA contract, including a two-way contract, Baker wrote in the statement. As schools are increasingly recruiting individuals with international league experience, the NCAA is exercising discretion in applying the actual and necessary expenses bylaw to ensure that prospective student athletes with experience in American basketball leagues are not at a disadvantage compared to their international counterparts. So basically, they are talking a lot about kids like Ivan Kurchenkov, I think, that have played maybe at a higher level across seas professionally or such, but not having an advantage over kids that have maybe played in the G League or something like that, or played on some type of professional level but never gone to college from the United States. They don't want the international kids to have an unfair advantage over kids from the United States, is kind of what Charlie Baker is saying there.
And then James Najee played 3 years for the official FC Barcelona club for the EuroLeague, which is the second best league in the world, right? So, I mean, that's another semantics argument of, American players can't play 10 days, in the professional league in America, but European players can play years in the European league and still retain their college eligibility. It's another question. It's so weird.
Mr. Baker went on to say, rules have long permitted schools to enroll and play individuals with no prior collegiate experience mid-year. While the NCAA has prevailed on the vast majority of eligibility-related lawsuits, recent outlier decisions in joining the NCAA on a nationwide basis from enforcing rules that have been on the books for decades without even having a trial are wildly destabilizing. I'll be working with D1 leaders in the weeks ahead to protect college basketball from these misguided attempts to destroy this American institution. That coming today from Charlie Baker. All right, so then that changes so now that we're clear. So again, as J-Dub has stated, these are players who have to have not used up all of their college eligibility, as well as not been on any type of NBA contract.
And again, there's super gray area because James Najee does not fall in the category of played a year of college ball, put his name in the draft, kept his name in the draft, got drafted, forfeited his eligibility, and has now retained his eligibility because he didn't play college basketball. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's another weird gray area loophole is what if that scenario happens? What if a player plays 1 year in college, goes in the NBA draft, gets drafted, never signs a contract, never plays in the NBA? What's their eligibility all about? Because James Najee fits that exact same category. He just played 3 years of professional basketball in Europe. So, as to mid-season acquisitions is fine. Like the president there is basically saving face because all this outcry in the last 48 hours after James Najee was officially cleared. The question then becomes like, what is a pro? What is an amateur? And that's really what the lawsuits are all about, is the antitrust is, do we have collective bargaining? Do we treat student athletes as employees? Do they get revenue share? Like, how's that all work out? And hopefully, DK, those processes behind the scenes or in the open are actually progressing, and that there are firm set rules in an era where college athletes can accept money from advertisers to go to a university. It kind of changes the entire amateurism, landscape. So right now, people are just wondering, coaches are wondering who is and who isn't eligible.
Right.
And can everybody have that memo so that we can go out and do the same recruiting that other schools apparently are doing that we're unaware of? Like Coach Lloyd said right there. An NCAA spokesperson sat in his office and said double transfers will not be eligible this year. 5 months later, they were. So we just need to have a clear set of rules. And right now, they just don't have any clarity about what is going to happen tomorrow. And that's the biggest issue right now in college athletics. I heard Coach Lloyd say, I'd like to focus on Utah.
Yeah.
I'd like to go watch the Holiday Bowl in peace. I don't want to have to worry about what the NCAA governing body is making rules about eligibility for players who have earned money professionally in an NIL era. It's just, I don't think Coach Lloyd should have to answer those kind of questions either, right? That's 20 hours a day focused on X's and O's and your next recruiting cycle. Like, relative to the NCAA rule book, I'm not sure that Coach Lloyd has time to parse through all of that information to have an informed opinion about it.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Want to hear your thoughts on this hot topic. You can call us. You can text us. You can interact with the show on any of our social media platforms, being Twitter and or Twitch and or Facebook. You can give us your thoughts there or download our app, and you can send us a text message, a video message, or an audio message through the Wildcats Radio 1290 app.
One more quick note, which is worth mentioning. James Najee is 7 foot, 250 pounds, and is 21 years old. So, and this is a team in Arizona's conference. So this is a player being signed midseason after being drafted in the NBA who can push up against Moteus Krivas, who can try to out-rebound Tobe Awaka. Like, this is a big difference maker that has a personal effect on those fans in Tucson. Now, you might not be outraged. You might think that this is okay. But this is a 7 foot tall, 250-pound, 21-year-old who is good enough to be drafted as the first pick in the second round of the NBA draft. So that's really what we're questioning here is the level of talent Baylor got with this acquisition. Now, he might not know their system, and he might not fit in with that group. We don't know. But we do know he's 7 foot 250, DK, and that's a rarity in college basketball, and it makes a difference.
We'll get more into this as we go on in this show today. Head on over right now again on Twitter, Wildcats1290. Our question of the day, and you can see it on our header here if you're watching the stream on YouTube. Pete Putback or Deli Dunk versus Deli Dunk. Pete Putback versus Deli Duncan. Which was your favorite play from last night's game? And head on over to Twitter right now. You can vote in our poll right now. 100% of the people are going with the dunk by Anthony Del Orso. People just don't give respect to those guys in the middle doing all the dirty work. It's not sexy to do the dirty work of Tobe Awaka and Koa Pete. It's sexy to drive baseline and slam on people like Anthony Del Orso.
Yeah, Koa and Tobe. Why don't you dunk more?
Exactly. DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290. Dragon Ball getting you home every 20 minutes on the Fox. We're going to talk some hockey. Top of the 4 o'clock hour. The Roadrunners are spending New Year's Eve downtown. Spend New Year's Eve with them. We're going to talk to Ryan McGregor from the Tucson Roadrunners coming up top of the hour. Dragon Ball getting you home right now every 20 minutes on the Fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda BMW Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We have an incident of a hit and run causing a bit of backup at North Wasson Avenue and West Avra Valley Road. Try to avoid Avra Valley Road right now if you can there. And we also have a hazard causing a big backup at the intersection of East Grant Road and North Swan Road, all directions grinding to a stop there. 71 degrees right now. We're going to stay in the 70s until we finally get out of it here about 5 o'clock. I'm Dragon Ball with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/credit card.
You are listening to the home of your University of Arizona Wildcats.
Jacoby Brissett, he threw the ball 57 times in that game. The most completed passes in NFL history. How about that?
I'm more so shocked that Drew Bledsoe was tied to have that record. And I was like, Drew?
Well,
Bledsoe?
before Tom took over, right?
Yeah.
A lot of short passes.
Yeah, he had a lot of those like shootout games with like Marino.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CHEAP25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CHEAP25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CHEAP25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Arizona's best New Year's Eve party is right here and admission is free. Don't miss the Taco Bell New Year's Eve Downtown Bowl Bash with fireworks presented by O'Reilly Chevrolet, a silent disco presented by Tucson Federal Credit Union, and the world-famous Midnight Taco Touchdown. Plus food trucks featuring the Taco Bell food truck and music headlined by the Lucky Devils Band. The fun starts 6 p.m. December 31st at Stone in Congress. Details at thearizonabowl.com.
Have you ever heard of the 5 Ps? That's right, the 5 Ps. These can be applied to most every area of your life, but it's especially true for you and your money. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and many years ago when I was a young man in the Marine Corps, I learned about the 5 Ps. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Now, you can't control what's happening with the stock market, but you can control how you plan for it. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have been helping our clients with the 5 Ps for years. We have hearts of teachers and will never complicate by using financial jargon. Our fee structure is transparent. The more you make, the more we make. The majority of our clients come from other financial advisors. Isn't it time for a second opinion to allow Trajan Wealth to help you with the 5 Ps too? Call Trajan today, 321-4100, or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Quick throw, Renfro makes the catch for the touchdown.
Wildcats Radio 1290 is your home this NFL season for the Carolina Panthers.
Kicks it left.
Oh, hit him!
Oh, we got it! The Panthers cover it up near midfield. Oh, my God.
Catch Arizona football alum Tetro McMillan and South Point Catholic High School grad Lathan Ransom all season long right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Andrew and Amy Dobbins here.
Owners of Intelligent Design Plumbing and Air.
Roofing, solar, and electric.
Andrew, did you know the human brain processes at speeds of 100 trillion bits per second to react instantly?
That sounds like some really intelligent design. Speaking of reacting instantly, you can get an AC replacement quote instantly online.
If you're praying your AC doesn't break and wondering about the cost of replacement, with Intelligent Design, you get an instant online quote for a new AC. So easy, you can do it in your pajamas.
And if you need a repair, all new customers get free estimates. That's right, no diagnostic fee and always free second opinions.
Andrew, you can't forget to talk about our smart AC system that alerts you 24/7 if something goes wrong. It catches small problems before they become big problems, saving you thousands.
Right? That's some intelligent design right there.
Visit us online at iDesignAC.com.
When your house feels like hell and not heaven, call 888-8787.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
The 20 down the gun snap. Cousins hands off Robinson, breaks a tackle over the right tackle, the 10. Breaks away at the 20, down the sideline 30, chase to the 40, foot race 50, down the sideline 40, 30, chase to the 10, 5, touchdown! Touchdown! What a run! 93 yards! The terrific Bijan Robinson! Absolutely incredible!
What a performance last night on Monday Night Football. It's not the first time that South Point Catholic and Tucson's Bijan Robinson has been on that Monday Night Football stage here this season. But, man, what, that is where legends are made. And it's not the first time this year that he has put up a huge play on that platform. Got his guys a win. Now, they're not going to the postseason this year, but they're finishing the season strong, and that's a positive for the Atlanta Falcons, who knocked off the Los Angeles Rams 27-24 last night, thanks to 22 carries, 195 yards, and that touchdown of 93 yards from Bijan Robinson. Just to kind of put that into perspective, one of the highlights that they were showing last night, and again, this is an iconic play that I think if you're from my era of life, you remember, and that was Tony Dorsett's 99-yard touchdown run on Monday Night Football, and how so many years later, I believe that was late 70s, I would assume, probably just off the top of my head, late 70s, how that play is still considered to be one of the top plays ever on Monday Night Football. Now, those were some better Dallas Cowboy teams that would go on to the postseason and do some things to kind of cement themselves and cement that play into legacy. But let me tell you, Bijan Robinson's run last night is one that folks are going to be talking about for a long time.
Speaking of your era, DK, how about this one? Second player ever with 200-plus scrimmage yards on back-to-back Monday Night Football games.
Yeah, there you go.
Jerry Rice is the only other person to have ever accomplished that. This is also my favorite. With last night's 200-plus yards, he obviously had 190 rushing and added, as he always does, a lot through the air. Most yards from scrimmage, DK, he passed Christian McCaffrey and Barry Sanders for the most yards from scrimmage by any NFL player under the age of 24. So he's off to a historic start. I mean, might have that first year, whatever. But now, I mean, it's hard to argue. Saquon Barkley's made a lot of headlines these last 3-4 years, but it's hard to argue you wouldn't pick Bijan Robinson as your back these days because he's really come into his own. He's always had that talent. He's always been that guy. But, man, he's making it look really easy right now.
And you mentioned the 200-plus yards from scrimmage. That's because he also had 5 catches for 34 yards, had a touchdown receiving. So had 2 touchdowns in the ball game, 1 receiving and 1 running for that grand total of 229 yards from scrimmage last night for Bijan Robinson, and the Falcons get the win. They almost blew it, though. They're up 21-0 at halftime in this game and had to and Zane Gonzalez, the Arizona State Sun Devil, had to save the day again for the Falcons to get the 27-24 win. Let's hear Bijan a little bit, throwing out some love. He was on the set with Scott Van Pelt, Monday Night Football, after the ball game, throwing out some love to his offensive linemen.
Well, like you said, my faith is the biggest thing, so I got to give honor to God, man, and for letting him just, put us in this position, getting us this win today. So, without him, it wouldn't have happened. So I got to give him all the credit for myself, for them, for the whole team. So, man, praise God, man. But without them, nothing would happen. Nothing would get going. Obviously, Chris, he's a leader of the guys. Elijah, he stepped up this year, and we had an injury at one of our positions, and one of our brothers got hurt. So Elijah came in and became, such a centerpiece of this whole offense. But, it wouldn't happen without the leadership of Chris and these guys and the whole team, and Raheem giving us the opportunity to go out there and just have fun and get the win.
All right.
There you go. I mean, got to shout out your offensive lineman. That's what a good running back does. He shouts out his offensive lineman after a 195-yard night.
You know what a good team chaplain does is he shouts out his faith as
There you
well.
go.
So also the young man is their, one of their leading receivers, clearly their best running back, and also the team chaplain as well.
Chris Lindstrom was the other young man that he was talking about there, offensive lineman. He's one of the guards on that roster for the Atlanta Falcons, and I believe the other young man he was talking about was Elijah Morris, who's also a offensive lineman on that team as well. So great ball game for them to get that win last night at home. I'm sorry, Elijah Garcia, the offensive lineman, other offensive lineman that he was talking about there, and 27-24, the final in that win for the Atlanta Falcons. We'll play you late because I love locker room. We'll play you the locker room later because Raheem Morris he's becoming one of the last time we played Raheem Morris's locker room, he gave out like 10 game balls. We'll play that coming up for you a little bit later in the show as we get going.
Crazy is Gerald Riggs is the all-time leading rusher in Falcons history. He's got 6,600, right? Bijan Robinson currently has 3,800 DK through less than 3 seasons.
Yeah, exactly.
So well on his way to smashing past that record.
520-848-1290. You want to talk about Bijan Robinson, what you saw from him last night to his season this year, what you like about that. We'll get into that coming up as well. We're going to talk some Arizona football in the 5 o'clock hour. Glenn Howe will join us for Wildcat Breakdown, which has been a Tuesday staple this fall as we get you set for the Holiday Bowl on Friday. Glenn and I will be in San Diego presenting you game day programming. Coming from San Diego on a Friday. I am going to stay over and do the basketball part of things from San Diego on Saturday. The fellows will be back here, but the turnaround's just a bit too quick to try to get back to Tucson for that. So I'll just stay and do the shows from over there Saturday, and then we'll head back here to Tucson on Sunday. If you're headed over to San Diego, I want to hear from you as well. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Let us know what you're most looking forward to about the trip over to San Diego, the Holiday Bowl, third time the Wildcats have played in this. We mentioned, if you weren't with us yesterday for the Brent Brennan press conference show, a 300-yard passing game for Noah Fifita would put him into rarefied air. He would become the second all-time passing yardage leader if he gets he needs 295 to surpass Willie Tuitama into second place behind Nick Foles. So a big ball game, 300 yards, could do that for one Noah Fifita on Friday. Would love to see that happen for him on a big time bowl stage and become just the become the first first quarterback in Arizona Wildcats football history to have to produce 10 or 2 10-win seasons for the program. That
Have
would
you
be really
looked
cool.
at a forecast lately?
Well, don't bring that up.
No, it's hilarious because it says Wednesday, Thursday, rain, Friday, clear, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, rain. Literally, like the forecast is rain for the next 7 days other than Friday.
Okay, so that's good because there was initially, you scared me there, because initially there was rain in the Friday forecast. That's why we were kind of scrambling on our location because we were like, well, we may need to be inside if it's going to be raining on Friday. We don't want to necessarily be in an outside location if the weather's not going to be good.
San Diego rain isn't exactly like, Cleveland.
Any rain is rain. when you've got thousands of dollars of equipment, any rain is no rain is good rain.
Yeah,
when
water
you're talking
and technology
about
don't mix generally.
of equipment for sure. I don't want to deal with that. Also, coming up later, we'll let you hear Brent Brennan shared a great he was asked in the press conference yesterday about his favorite and least favorite bowl memories as both a player and a coach, and his least favorite actually has to do with a game that he coached right here in Tucson while he was at San Jose State. So we'll let you hear that as well. Unbelievable! I knew that there had been some depth to the story that he told yesterday in terms of all they had to go through, because it was they played here in 2020 at the end of COVID. Well, not the end of COVID, but right in the middle of that first COVID winter. but I never really knew the entire extent of it until he laid out everything that his Spartans had to deal with when they came to Tucson to play in that Arizona Bowl that year. I believe they played, I'm not sure if they played Miami of Ohio. I forget who the team was, but it was just to hear him tell the story was just unbelievable. Kind of just the way that things went down with him having to put a team, a shell of a team that helped win and get them to that point. The shell of a team that they put on the field that day here in Tucson.
Ball State.
Yeah, Ball State. I knew it was one of those teams that wears red in the
Midwest
Mid-American Conference. Exactly. All right, DK on the Sports Tip. Much more coming up for you. We're going to talk some hockey. Top of the hour. Ryan McGregor's going to join us. Tucson Roadrunners, big games. How about this? The Roadrunners finally got. Remember we talked about they couldn't win 2 games in a row. they think they had not done that yet this season. Well, they finally did it over the weekend. They finally got a weekend sweep. Did the Tucson Roadrunners. So we will talk to Ryan McGregor about getting back-to-back wins over Abbotsford at Tucson Arena on Friday and Saturday night, and then the big New Year's Eve hockey bash that they've got planned tomorrow if you're headed on down there to see the Roadrunners take on the San Diego Gulls. DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Those I-10 ramp closures still in effect with the westbound I-10 Irvington on and off ramp both remaining closed, but traffic can utilize the new on-ramp, allowing drivers to access the westbound I-10 at Alvernon. Meanwhile, westbound I-10 Ahaway on-ramp also remains closed. Still at 71 degrees. We're going to stay that way here through the 4 o'clock hour before finally seeing our temperature dip here at 5 o'clock. I'm Dragon Ball with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. At My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor, available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
Ryan Radke here from Sunday Night Football on Westwood One. Join Mike Golick and me every Sunday for a marquee primetime NFL matchup. Scott Graham gets things started with a pregame show from the studio with exclusive player interviews and the latest league news. Then from the stadium, Mike and I bring you the exclusive play-by-play call of the action. Join us every week for Sunday Night Football.
Here U of A grad Ryan Radke on Sunday nights right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
I have a great idea.
Oh, boy.
Here it comes. Let's go caroling.
Don't wanna.
Gary, I love the holiday spirit, but this is a busy time at Alaskan AC.
Don't wanna.
Folks are calling for repairs. We have Alaska vacations to do.
I don't wanna.
Yeah, and that. I don't wanna. Oh, come on. Here, look at the sheet music.
This song?
Oh, I see where you're going. It goes like this.
If you want your furnace to last all winter long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
Ah, yes. Really get you in the spirit.
I'm not sure we should go door to door and sing.
That's a great idea. We'll go door to door and sing. A 1 and a 2.
If you want your furnace to last all winter long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
We'll get snowballs thrown at us.
People will have snow brought in just to throw at us.
You guys are on the naughty list.
I'm good with that.
Makes no difference to me.
Oh, Grinch. Schedule an Alaska vacation at alaskanac.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best, just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth. Call 321-4100. That's 321-4100. Or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
More than 6 million kids in the U.S. have ADHD, and many aren't getting the support they need. At understood.org, we can help. Sometimes in class, the only thing your child can focus on are the thoughts racing through their head.
Why am I always falling behind? Why do I feel so alone? So different.
Your child is looking to you for answers. But as a parent, you probably have a lot of questions too. What should I do next? Where do I even start? At understood.org, we provide parents with the resources they need to help kids with ADHD thrive. Your child wants to thrive. Be the reason they do. Visit understood.org/thereason to get started.
He's kind and he's funny and he's also mustachioed. He solves all your problems by the end of every episode. TV Dad. Everyone loves TV Dad. TV Dad. Unlike your real dad, he never hollers. And he tells you how Progressive can save you lots of dollars.
Listen to your TV Dad. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. DK on the sports tip. Hour number 2. New Year's Eve is tomorrow. A lot will be happening downtown. We like to drop a taco here in Tucson, but we're also going to be dropping the puck at Tucson Arena. Some New Year's Eve action on the ice. The Tucson Roadrunners going to take on the San Diego Gulls tomorrow night to play some hockey. Coming off back-to-back wins over Abbotsford over the weekend. Let's chat with one of the forwards. He plays the center position for your Tucson Roadrunners, Ryan McGregor, joining us. And Ryan, appreciate you taking some time. Hey, congratulations on, we kind of been talking. It's like the Roadrunners, they go into these weekend series and they win one, they lose one. They haven't been able to seem to string any wins together. Must have been nice to finally get a winning weekend series in the books for this squad.
Yeah, for sure. It was like you said, we've been having a lot of splits lately, so it was great to get a sweep there of the series, and we got them coming up this weekend too over in Calgary. So. We'll try and get some more points there, but obviously nice to get the sweep at home.
Why do you think that is? Why has it been so difficult to string wins together for this club? I mean, is the league just kind of maybe that even this year that on any given night it's going to be anybody's chance to get a victory?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of parity in the league. It's there's a lot of great teams, but just when you play a team back-to-back nights, it seems like one team will come out, win the first one, and then the next team feels like a little extra hungry for the next game. And, it's just kind of the way the schedule works. And so we just got to find a way to string two together like we did this weekend. And, we'll be fine.
Chatting with Ryan McGregor. He is one of the centers for the Tucson Roadrunners. It's the Roadrunners and the San Diego Gulls on Wednesday night in a New Year's Eve hockey game downtown. Now, Ryan, you've been here for quite a long time. 5 seasons here on the Tucson Roadrunners. Has this begun to feel like home for you now?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like you said, this is my 6th year now. So, just knowing all the spots in town and knowing where to go and whatnot. So I feel like I feel really comfortable here, and it definitely feels like second home for me.
Now, I see that you've got a 602 area code. So do you live in the Valley during the off season?
No, I don't. I actually go home. I live in Toronto during the summer, but every year I come back here, and I just got the number when I was down here, so I'm happy to have it.
All those years in training camp up with the Phoenix Coyotes, that could happen sometimes. Ryan McGregor joining us. I mentioned he's played 5 seasons here with the club. This is year number 6 for him. Originally a third-round pick by the Toronto Maple Leafs. You mentioned, obviously, you live in Toronto. Now, you're from Burlington, I would imagine. I'm not familiar with Burlington. Is that close to Toronto? Is that like suburban Toronto?
Yeah. It's probably like 30 minutes away. So, yeah, obviously that was really cool. And, all my family's Leafs fans and whatnot. So that was definitely special.
Yeah, what was it? Walk me back to that night when the hometown team calls your name in the 6th round.
Yeah, it was obviously I was a later pick, so I had a couple people over. I wasn't sure that I was going to get picked, so didn't want to make a big deal of it, but had a couple of my really close friends and family over, and when I got the call and I was going to Toronto, that was something that we couldn't believe, and it was kind of a dream come true, just being a Leafs fan growing up my whole life and whatnot. So obviously my dad and my family, all the huge Leafs fans, they were super excited too.
Now, you've played 7 years now in the American Hockey League. You played a year with Toronto, has an outfit there, and then obviously now 6 years here. How would you describe how you've adjusted to playing at this level, and what's allowed you to be, so competitive and be able to stay at this level for your entire career so far?
Yeah, it's obviously in junior I was probably a little bit more offensive, and I think when you turn pro, you realize that everybody was kind of offensive when they were playing junior. So, you kind of have to find a bit of a role for yourself. And I think, I've kind of been able to gain the coach's trust here and, just kind of be reliable in all situations. And, I think that's probably what's kept me around for so long.
Now, what line do you play on, and who's generally on your line this season?
We've been mixing and matching a lot, but usually I'm like third line center and play with, Tulio or, I think I'm playing with Lipper this weekend, Lipkin, Kuntz. We've had a lot of different combinations, but usually I'm third or fourth line center. Yeah.
Now, explain that to people maybe that don't necessarily understand. So when obviously there's different lines, and you mentioned mixing and matching. How often, like when in a week leading up, are you practicing with those specific guys, or you just kind of in practice it's just whoever's out there you're kind of just rolling with? How does that work in terms of how Steve Potvin works that in practice?
Yeah, we usually, if we would have a full week of practices, we'd usually just have 2 separate colors. You'd kind of go with whoever, maybe go with your line from the week before. And then, we'll have the day before games, we'll get our lineup and you'll practice with the guys and, get used to them. But it's kind of all over the place. We want to be able to make sure you can play with everyone. So just kind of the day before we'll get our lineup and, you'll get a feel with those guys and then be ready for the next day.
Now, obviously, you've been playing here for a while. You've been playing with guys like Cameron Hebig, who's been around here for a long time. I think Ben McCartney's also been here for quite a few years as well. Is it cool to kind of have a nucleus of guys who have been here, 4 or 5 plus years versus maybe playing with a completely different group or a majority different group every season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Hebs' first year was my first year, so I've known him since then, and he's obviously, he's what people think of when you think of like a pro's pro. He comes in, does the right thing every day, and he's a good guy to watch for our young guys and whatnot. But yeah, him and Benny, we've had a good nucleus since I've been here, and it's good to have that familiarity and kind of show the new guys how we do things around here, and just kind of try and help the younger guys and kind of build them into, Tucson Roadrunners. So, it's awesome.
Ryan McGregor is our guest, center for your Tucson Roadrunners. Matthew Villalta got called up to the National League. How exciting is that for the club to see him go up and get that opportunity up in Utah?
Yeah, it's awesome. He's one of the best guys. He's never had a bad day in his life. So to see him go up there and be able to play. Obviously, he's done it before, and we know he can play at that level. So Obviously it sucks not to have him here, but we hope to never see him again, and hopefully he can stick up there and, just play his best hockey.
Okay, so then obviously he goes up. You got a young guy coming in from named Dylan Wells. He's actually with the Utah also has their ECHL club there locally. What do you guys know about him? Have you practiced with him before? Do you know much about him, and how quickly can you get him ingrained to what's happening here in Tucson?
Yeah, we know Wellesley pretty well. He was here. He was here all of last year. He was in the coast for a little bit, but
okay.
He was. He was around us for a while, and I actually know him pretty well. He's from probably 10 minutes from me back home, so I get to shoot on him all summer, and I know him really well. He's a great guy, and lots of the guys who have been here know him, and he'll fit in a heartbeat, and he'll be good for us too. He's a great goalie.
Of the young guys, Ryan, who are on this roster this year, who's really most impressed you?
Yeah, I think they all kind of bring a different skill set. I mean, you got Owen Allard, who he's one of the best skaters I've probably played with, and he plays hard. Him and Lutzy play together, and Lutzy can fly too. And then I think Nordy is a really cerebral player. He plays well with the puck, and just has a high IQ. Our defense have been doing great as well. Like you see Simashev, he's obviously a high pick and probably doesn't want to be down here too long, but when he's played for us, he's been great. But yeah, they're all bringing their own assets, and they've done a good job of kind of fitting the way Potsy wants to play, and just trying to bring what they can inside of our structure.
You mentioned Owen Allard being one of the more impressive skaters that you've seen. What makes him that? Is it sheer speed? Is it just the way that he can move across the ice to get to pucks? What kind of puts him in that category?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously a lot of it is kind of just raw power. He's pretty explosive in the gym, and you see it transfer on the ice. Obviously he's got good mechanics and whatnot too, but I think he plays the game so hard that he's always going 100 miles an hour, and when you have that kind of speed, it's exactly what we need. So he's done a good job fitting in.
I'm told you're one of the more popular guys in the locker room. What makes you popular with your teammates, Ryan?
I don't know. I don't know who told you that, but I don't know. I like to kind of chop it up with guys.
Are you the jokester?
I like to keep things. I like to keep things light and keep things positive. So, whoever told you that's probably. Hopefully, I should get him a coffee or something. But that was, I just like to keep it upbeat and don't get too high, don't get too low.
Are you a Blue Jays fan?
Huge Blue Jays fan.
Oh, so tell me cry me your World Series tears here.
So we were in Iowa actually, and I was watching the game. We had just finished our game in Iowa, and it was Game 7. I was watching it with a couple of guys from Toronto up. It was Agazino, Kevin Connaughton, and then there was a couple other, I think actually Owen Allard was in there too. We were watching, and when Hoffman gave up that homer, it was just about all she wrote.
Yeah. Great World Series though. I mean, it was fun to watch, but absolutely. As I grew up in Cleveland. I'm a huge Guardians Indians fan, and I tell people it took me back to 2016 and that 7-game series that the Tribe lost to the Cubs, and just Game 7, and you hit a home Rajai Davis hits a home run in the 8th to tie the game, and then you get to extra innings, and you just can't. You're so close to. I mean, literally, one catch. One catch in the outfield keeps you from winning a World Series. One back falling down throw on the infield keeps you from winning a World. It's amazing how you can be so close. And hockey's a lot like that too. You can be so close to winning and not get it done.
Yeah, the IKF leadoff on third was well talked about in the Toronto world. I'm kind of on that side. I think he probably should have had a bit of a better jump, but I don't know. It's Sorry, I don't even remember what your question was. I was thinking about that.
Yeah, just talking about the obviously the World Series, being from Toronto and been in what's to be able to watch that and experience that as a fan growing up and whatnot. Yeah, maybe again, it's tough to get back, but I tell people all the time, I love those guys running that front office. Mark Shapiro, the general manager, was in Cleveland for a number of years, and so those are some good guys they've got running that franchise. So I have no doubt that they're going to be back at that point again somewhere in the near future. What should fans look forward to tomorrow night when they come out to see you guys play?
I think it should be a good game. San Diego's bit of a run and gun team, so they'll be looking for offense, and we'll try and match that. Try and play in our structure, and hopefully play pretty heavy. Maybe see some fights. Who knows? We'll see we'll see how the game goes. But,
I'm calling it a New Year's Eve bash, so yeah, a few fights wouldn't be too bad. Wouldn't be too bad.
There you go. I wouldn't be surprised.
Team New Year's Eve party after the game?
We'll probably do something. We're traveling to Calgary the next day, so if it is, it'll be light, but we'll probably get together.
There you go. You can sleep on the plane.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, Ryan, appreciate you taking some time to join us. Continued success this season. Looking forward to you guys kind of starting to make your way back up the standings and keep stringing those wins together. We got 2 now. Let's go out and get 3 tomorrow night and slam on 4 and 5 over the weekend up in Calgary.
For sure. Thanks a lot. Appreciate having me on.
Ryan McGregor, Roadrunners forward, plays the center position on this year's team in his 6th season here with the Tucson Roadrunners. Ryan first got to town back during the COVID years. So he's been here. He's seen it all, and good to have him once again. 2021, that the year after COVID was his first season here. He has played in terms of the AHL. He's played 215 games, I think, if you count this year's. Played 213 games in a Tucson Roadrunners uniform over the course of his career. He has 25 goals during that stretch. All 25 of his AHL goals have come wearing the Roadrunners jersey. 520-848-1290. If you're headed down to the game tomorrow night, want to hear from you. I'll shout out. We gave out some tickets last week. I'll shout those folks out when we come back. Dragon Balls is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We have an incident with unknown injuries over at East Skyline Drive and East Orange Grove Road. Both of these roads seeing a little bit of backup here as you get to the cross street there, so be aware of that. Also, a hazard slowing things down over at North 6th Avenue and East 4th Street. A lot of backup here going to be on 6th Avenue as you get to the cross streets there. Meanwhile, we're still at 71 degrees, going to stay that way before finally getting out of the 70s and into the 60s at 5. I'm Dragon Ball with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. At My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor, available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Arizona's best New Year's Eve party is right here and admission is free. Don't miss the Taco Bell New Year's Eve Downtown Bowl Bash with fireworks presented by O'Reilly Chevrolet, a silent disco presented by Tucson Federal Credit Union, and the world-famous Midnight Taco Touchdown. Plus food trucks featuring the Taco Bell food truck and music headlined by the Lucky Devils Band. The fun starts 6 p.m. December 31st at Stone and Congress. Details at thearizonabowl.com.
I have a great idea.
Oh, boy.
Here it comes. Let's go caroling.
Don't wanna.
Gary, I love the holiday spirit, but this is a busy time at Alaskan AC.
Don't wanna.
Folks are calling for repairs. We have Alaska vacations to do.
I don't wanna.
Yeah, and that. I don't wanna.
Oh, come on. Here, look at the sheet music. This song?
Oh, I see where you're going. It goes like this.
If you want your furnace to last all winter long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
Ah, yes. Really get you in the spirit.
I'm not sure we should go door to door and sing.
That's a great idea. We'll go door to door and sing. A 1 and a 2.
If you want your furnace to last all winter long, with an Alaska fabrication, it will always blow strong.
We'll get snowballs thrown at us.
People will have snow brought in just to throw at us.
You guys are on the naughty list.
I'm good with that.
Makes no difference to me.
Oh, Grinch. Schedule an Alaska vacation at AlaskanAC.com.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Drinking and driving will change your whole world. The next time you're out with your friends, consider what would happen if you got pulled over after drinking. Like the legal fees, or the time in court, or a DUI on your record. Your decision to drink and drive could change someone else's world too, if you hurt or kill them in a crash. Instead, what if your decision to call a sober ride changed your world for the better? Drive sober, or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Hey, man. Yeah, it's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Arizona's best New Year's Eve party is right here, and admission is free. Don't miss the Taco Bell New Year's Eve Downtown Bowl Bash, with fireworks presented by O'Reilly Chevrolet, a silent disco presented by Tucson Federal Credit Union, and the world-famous Midnight Taco Touchdown. Plus, food trucks featuring the Taco Bell food truck, and music headlined by the Lucky Devils Band. The fun starts 6 p.m. December 31st at Stone and Congress. Details at thearizonabowl.com.
The life.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money, so now he could be a little bad.
Oh, no, not my phone.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin's phone may be in hot water, but his finances aren't. Invest well, live a little. Start today at Empower.com.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Quarterback the week off to heal up before the playoffs. Instead, it'll be Trey Lance starting. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
The Lowe's Closeout event is here with the final savings of the season. Grab amazing deals on seasonal decor, tools, flooring, and more before they're gone. Plus, MyLowe's Rewards and MyLowe's Pro Rewards members get free standard shipping. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/7. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Free shipping excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject to change. Visit Lowe's.com/shipping terms for details.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite award show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
He's kind and he's funny and he's also mustachioed. He solves all your problems by the end of every episode. TV Dad. Everyone loves TV Dad. TV Dad. Unlike a real dad, he never hollers. And he tells you how Progressive can save you lots of dollars.
Listen to your TV dad. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
It is do or die Saturday for the Carolina Panthers.
Darnold under center. Fakes to Walker, rolls to his right, throws right side. It's complete. Barner 10-5. Touchdown Seattle.
And that's where they can lull you to sleep.
Snap. Charbonnet breaks a tackle in the backfield and plows into the end zone for a touchdown. 26-10 Seattle, 2:31 remaining. And that essentially does it for Carolina.
Panthers lost on Sunday 27-10 at home. They had it all in their grasp. They were home again against a good team. Seattle may be eventually the number one seed in the NFC. They'll play for that coming up this weekend against the San Francisco 49ers, but the Panthers just not there yet. They're not quite there yet. And if they want to go to the playoffs, they're going to have to win it this weekend on the road against Tampa Bay, a team that they beat at home just a few weeks ago. Tetsuo McMillan in that ball game over the weekend, just one catch for 5 yards. It's been an up and down second half of the season for T-Mac. Rookie woes. He had the 6-catch game against Tampa Bay in the game they won. But in the other 4 games wrapped around that 6-catch game, he's combined for 6 catches. Just 2 against the loss at that was the Monday night loss at San Francisco. Just 1 in the win against the Rams. Just 2 in the loss at New Orleans. And now 1 in the loss to the Seattle Seahawks. So, again, games where he has not necessarily gotten much production, they've had a difficult time winning. So maybe that answers a lot of questions. Try to get the ball a little bit more to T-Mac if you're the offense there for the Carolina Panthers. We, again, will not have Panthers football for you this weekend, but we will have Panther Talk for you coming up tonight right after our show at 6 o'clock. So join us and stay with us for that. We'll hear from head coach Dave Canales on what's at stake this Saturday in Tampa Bay. Winner goes to the playoffs. Loser goes home. Panthers 8-8. Tampa Bay 7-9. But Tampa Bay would have the tiebreakers if they win this weekend. 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. All right, I said I wanted to take you into the Falcons locker room, and let's hear Bijan Robinson getting his game ball from Raheem Morris after the game.
Yo, man, I've been saying it all year. It ain't even close. Huh? What am I talking about? Hey, and I'm not forgetting this time when you.
That might be the only ball Bijan has fumbled all season. If you didn't see, go to Falcons, the Falcons YouTube channel. So Raheem tossed the ball to Bijan. He caught it, but then he fumbled it trying to toss it to one of his offensive linemen. So then again, Bijan Robinson doing the right thing, loving his offensive rebound, his offensive lineman, gave that game ball to one of his offensive linemen after the game.
Maybe
I absolutely love it.
Less more of a fumble than a. That's why he didn't play quarterback in high school, right?
Exactly. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. All right. So a lot of changes here, obviously, with a new network. We've got Westwood One Sports Network, or Westwood One Sports. Sans the network. It is a network, but they're going by Westwood One Sports, which is debuted this week. A lot of new talk shows. I hope you've had a chance to sample some of those, some new hosts, some young hosts, some fresh takes, and all of that that have been presented under this new guise. One of the things that's changed, some things have changed, some things have stayed the same. Now, we do still have our top play our betting top play of the day. However, that was branded as the BetMGM Network top play. That has gone away. The BetMGM Network obviously has gone away. What has not gone away is that the BetMGM sponsorship. Okay, just the network has gone away, but BetMGM is still sponsoring the Westwood One now, what we're calling top play of the day. Now, I don't know how this is going to roll moving forward, because obviously when we were getting these plays and we've talked about it, they have not been good. They were not good down the last stretch of the year. I mean, if we totaled up all our money, and I may do that, we'll total up all our money for the year. We're probably like $300 in the hole, $300 to $400 in the hole, based off the advice we were getting from our friends from BetMGM Network. I hate to say that's why they shut the network down. I don't know. I don't know that's why they shut BetMGM Network down. But we took a lot of losses. In fact, we took so many losses that we've been flipping their bets in this current cycle. What they tell us to do, we've been doing the opposite of that. And we're actually a little bit ahead on this side of the coin right now. In fact, one of the things they told us to do over the weekend was take the Panthers and the 7 points. They felt the 7 points that Carolina was getting in their game against the Seattle Seahawks was a bit too much. So they told us to take the points. So, of course, what did we do? We flipped that, and we did not take the points. We took the Seahawks and laid the 7, and, of course, we won on that because the Seahawks won that game by 17 points. So, and now that it's Westwood One Sports, not all of the hosts of Westwood One Sports are, quote, guys that came over from the BetMGM Network. There are a few voices you're going to hear on the network in the evening. Brad Evans, J-Dub's favorite, Brad Evans. Brad Evans is one of the hosts, so he obviously has a little bit of a knowledge in the gaming side of it.
He's also
as well.
got a great FM DJ radio voice.
He does. Nick Costos is who has You Better You Bet, which is the new morning show here. It's actually middays in the East, but morning show here. You Better You Bet. He obviously has some background in this. I think, though, that those are the only two, if I'm not mistaken.
Pat Boyle, I think, is also.
He was with Infinity, so he did not come over from BetMGM Network. But I think Nick and he's one of the only two, along with Brad Evans, that actually came from the BetMGM Network.
Nick Costas is the king of wagertainment.
Yeah,
apparently.
Wagertainment. So there are some guys that have some background on this. So hopefully we'll, I think we'll continue flipping what they say through this current season we're in
until you get a call from somebody.
And then we'll make a decision on our next bet season if we're going to go back to taking their advice or not. So here's what we've got. And the other thing is, I don't know that we're getting a ton of plays that are going to be specific to games that actually are like today. Which is one of the things I liked about BetMGM Network is you get some. We could talk about games that were happening tonight. We got a lot of those current games. I think there's going to be a shift now in terms of what we're getting. That's more towards the big games of the week and the big games of the weekend. So we might not necessarily have. We definitely won't have anything for you tonight, but we will tell you what we've got for you right now on the new Westwood One Sports play of the day.
I'm Pat Boyle here to help you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. Oregon and Texas Tech will do battle in the Orange Bowl on New Year's Day in Miami. A noon Eastern kick, which is criminal to Oregon fans on the West Coast. Dan Lanning's Ducks are 2.5-point favorites right now, but I'm riding with the Red Raiders. Throw out your Big 12 bias. This defense is elite. Jacob Rodriguez and David Bailey can wreck this game and stop that Oregon rush attack. I'd love this number to get to 3, but guns up. I'm taking the Red Raiders either way. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
All right, so Pat Boyle, who, again, is not from the BetMGM Network side of it, but he's saying take the Texas Tech Red Raiders. They are, and this is the Orange Bowl. This will be the Orange Bowl. There's 4 playoff games this weekend, 3 on New Year's Day, 1 on New Year's Eve. Tomorrow night, the Ohio State Buckeyes will play in the Cotton Bowl against the Miami Hurricanes, and Ohio State is a 9.5-point favorite in that game. Oregon is a 2.5-point favorite in the Orange Bowl against Texas Tech. So we're going to stick with that. We'll stick with that and take Oregon and lay the 2.5 against our guys from the Big 12.
I love that traditional Capital One college football playoff quarterfinal Orange Bowl. It's my favorite of the bowls for sure.
I went to in fact, I think that's the Orange Bowl was where I saw the Trojans win a national championship over Oklahoma in about 11. How long ago was that now? Oh, gosh, 21 years ago. I think it was 2004.
Yeah. It was a while.
21 years ago when they beat them in that game. I still remember it like yesterday. I hung out on. I'd never been to South Beach. That was the first time I'd ever gone to South Beach. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go down. I flew down the day of the game. I said, I'm going to fly down the day of the game, but then I'm going to stay for like 2 or 3 days after the game. It's kind of what I did. Wow. And so it was just really cool. So I literally just walked around South Beach for like 2 days with my chest out.
Right.
Because USC was national champions. It was
I think
fun.
most people walk around South Beach with their chests out. Yeah, that's how that works.
Have you been to South Beach?
No, I've
It's very
never
impressive.
been
It
to
is-
Miami. I've been to Orlando. I've been to Tampa, which are literally right there, but I've never been to Miami Beach now.
I didn't stay in one of the lush luxury hotels. I kind of stayed in an off the beaten path, like 3-star hotel when I was down there, because I really didn't spend a lot of time in the room anyway. But I did hang out at some of the plush hotels. The Delano, which they've built a Delano in Las Vegas, that was probably one of the more impressive of the South Beach hotels that I had a chance to go and do some partaking into the adult beverage life in.
I know there's controversy, right? But, bro, like, that might have been the most fun team I've ever watched. Like, Reggie Bush was just...
Oh, yeah.
There aren't
Reggie
even
Bush,
words.
Matt Leinart,
right. Jason White.
Oh, God,
right?
there was a bunch of guys. Lendell White.
No, on the Oklahoma, the quarterback,
Oklahoma,
Jason White.
Jason White,
Yeah, I mean, it was a good matchup. I think they obviously killed them. I know there's controversy surrounding those early 2000s Trojans teams, but as far as eye tests go, like, that was one of the most fun college football teams I ever saw.
The Rose Bowl is Alabama and Indiana, so at least you get a traditional Big Ten team in that game there. I would have preferred maybe to have seen Indiana and Oregon in the Rose Bowl.
Real quick, back to the original point of the bet. Like,
yes.
We are former conference mates with Oregon for 40 years and current conference mates with Texas Tech. It used to always be like the SEC won everything. Right. So you got to, if Oregon's in there, if Stanford was in there, right? If USC's in there, well, USC hasn't been quite to a college football playoff game, but those major
That's
teams.
why we're getting rid of Notre Dame on our state.
No, I understand. we can talk a lot about that too. But the fact that, like, we always rooted for those West Coast teams to do well in the playoff when it was 4 teams and now that it's 12.
Yeah.
But here we are, like, Tech is kind of our brother in arms now. So it's kind of a weird situation where we're all so used to, holding our noses and rooting for the Ducks. And now, it's probably got to be Texas Tech, right?
I'd like to see Tech win that game just because, again, they're not a traditional college football power. And to be quite honest with you, I'm still not totally sold on Indiana, even though they're number one pick, number one seed in this. I think Texas Tech, if they got to that game, if Indiana got to that game, could beat Alabama. I could see Tech getting to the championship game and beating Indiana.
Well, they probably have the scariest front seven, right? I mean, their linebackers are crazy. So if like he said, like Pat Boyle said right there, if they can do a decent job stopping the Ducks running game, I think I like Tech in that game. And their quarterback is apparently healthy and he's out of his boot.
The Sugar Bowl is the other game, and that's a little bit more traditional. At SEC, well, at least 2 SEC teams. Usually, I think that was always an SEC team and maybe another at-large team that would play in that game. But Georgia and Ole Miss will do battle in the Sugar Bowl. That is also on New Year's Day. So there you go, your college football playoff. DK on the Sports Tip. We still got one more segment to go in this hour. We're going to talk some Arizona Wildcats football coming up. We're also going to let you hear, we got a chance to catch up with some of the players before they got on the plane to head out to San Diego. We'll let you hear possibly some of that coming up in our next segment, if not after the 5 o'clock hour. Dragon Ball is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. We have the waterline replacement project taking place along Park Avenue between 36th Street to the North 22nd Street. Expect to see some travel restrictions, heavy equipment trucks, and slowing in that area, as well as the 6-lane widening project impacting traffic along Valencia Road from the east of Culp to the west of Houghton Road. Crews will be out there until 6 p.m. tonight, working in that until mid-2026. Your weather still at 71 degrees, going to be dropping down to 69 here at 5. I'm Dragon Ball with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places to take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
The Cats are going bowling.
Intercepted, picked off. Arizona football.
Tune in Friday, January 2nd, as your Cats look to win their 10th game versus SMU in the Holiday Bowl.
Back to throw, sets up, going deep down the far sideline, into the corner of the end zone. It is caught, inbounds, touchdown Arizona. Oh my goodness, another Fafita gem.
Pre-game starts at 2 p.m. and kickoff is set for 6 p.m. on Wildcats Radio 1290.
AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall is your premier automotive destination in town. Explore the new 2025 Honda models and extensive collection of pre-owned vehicles. Experience no-hassle financing and our no-haggle one-price selection. Visit AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall today.
I have a great idea.
Oh boy, here it comes.
Let's go caroling.
Don't wanna.
Gary, I love the holiday spirit, but this is a busy time at Alaskan AC.
Don't wanna.
Folks are calling for repairs. We have Alaska vacations to do.
I don't wanna.
Yeah, and that. I don't wanna.
Oh, come on. Here, look at the sheet music. This song?
Oh, I see where you're going.
It goes like this.
If you want your furnace to last all winter long, with an Alaska foundation, it will always blow strong.
Ah, yes. Really get you in the spirit.
I'm not sure we should go door to door and sing.
That's a great idea. We'll go door to door and sing. A 1 and a 2.
If you want your furnace to last all winter long, with an Alaska foundation, it will always blow strong.
We'll get snowballs thrown at us.
People will have snow brought in just to throw at us.
You guys are on the naughty list. I'm good with that.
Makes no difference to me.
Oh, Grinch. Schedule an Alaska vacation at AlaskanAC.com.
Arizona's best New Year's Eve party is right here and admission is free. Don't miss the Taco Bell New Year's Eve Downtown Bowl Bash with fireworks presented by O'Reilly Chevrolet, a silent disco presented by Tucson Federal Credit Union, and the world-famous Midnight Taco Touchdown. Plus food trucks featuring the Taco Bell food truck and music headlined by the Lucky Devils Band. The fun starts 6 p.m. December 31st at Stone in Congress. Details at thearizonabowl.com.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COIN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, good fellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. DK on the Sports Tip. It's our first show we've had in almost 11 days. I think December 19th was the last time we actually had a DK on the Sports Tip for you. We'll be with you today and tomorrow. Shout out Steve Walsh. Steve Walsh, not the Steve Walsh that played in the NFL, but Steve Walsh who lives here in Tucson. He's headed to the Tucson Roadrunners game tomorrow night, courtesy of Wildcats Radio 1290. He picked up a 4-pack of tickets before the Christmas holiday to take his family and or friends down to see the Roadrunners take on the San Diego Gulls. So get on down there. It's gonna be fun. I've not ever been to a hockey game on a New Year's Eve. It's an hour earlier, so you have plenty of time. 6 o'clock. Game will end probably about 8:30. So you'll have plenty of time to get where you need to get for a little New Year's Eve. You've heard in several of our breaks tonight the Taco Touchdown, which will be a part of the festivities downtown once again. I guess they've moved it to Hakami Plaza this year in terms of the Arizona Bowl festivities and the New Year's Eve festivities that tied to the Arizona Bowl. So you can head on down there. A little bit more space than that they were kind of having it in that one little parking area there down next to the neighborhood on Congress. But now it's going to be over in Hakami Plaza where they do most of the big events downtown.
So I'm on board with the name change, DK. However, typing Taco Touchdown into the internet, into the Googles, will give you a whole bunch of recipes for how to make a game day taco touchdown recipe.
There you go.
It's already kind of a thing, I think. So that's the only unfortunate part.
Oh, man. I did. Did you go to the Arizona Bowl on Saturday? I did not make it this year to the Arizona Bowl.
No, I was not available. I wasn't able to go.
I heard it was fun, though. Lots of Snoop did his thing. He caught a kickoff, which was kind of funny. He was standing in the end zone doing an interview.
He has always been involved, man. Like, didn't he do youth football back in like the 90s?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's in fact, Speedy Luke was back. Speedy Luke, Rayshon Speedy Luke, who played a number of years here with the Arizona Wildcats, transferred to Fresno State. He was back with Fresno State for the bowl game, so it was good to see him again. He only carried the ball 4 times for 14 yards. Did Rayshon Speedy Luke. So not a huge ball game for him, but Fresno State got the win, and that's all that matters. It was a defensive struggle till the end. I thought it was going to be like an all field goals game there for a while, but Fresno State finally got into the end zone there in the fourth quarter, and they beat Miami of Ohio 18-3.
So we started the show talking about eligibility in the NCAA, and now you're talking about U of A running backs with nicknames.
Yeah.
So does Bill have any eligibility to come back and maybe give it another go next year?
I don't know. I doubt it. Because if Bill had any eligibility left, he'd have been playing more than one game for Arizona. I don't think he has any left.
Sorry to throw a curve there, but it just the fact that those two stories intertwine within 16 months of each other. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just nuts that NBA draft picks are now eligible to play college basketball, and we just literally went through that last season with the clearinghouse with Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, who obviously is on bigger, better things and isn't looking at college whatsoever these days. But, yeah, just so weird.
Speedy Luke, solid year at Fresno State. So in the 3 years he played here at the University of Arizona, he had 56 carries. He had double that this year at Fresno State. He had 112 carries for 702 yards and 6 touchdowns. So
yeah, I mean, he always shared so much time, right?
Exactly. Solid year for Rayshon Luke. So glad that it worked out. And it does not always work out when you go to that, try to go somewhere else. But for Rayshon, he had a really good role with over 100 carries this year for that club up in Fresno.
Yeah, Speedy Luke was always one of those guys that U of A football fans really wanted to see have that big breakout. You know, we're always waiting for that big moment. And it's just with injuries and the rest of the running back stable, it just never seemed like it really came to the level I think a lot of fans want.
Right. The Suns won last night. Since last time we talked to you, they've won 4 of 5 games.
I don't know what
Continuing
kind
to be
of
surprised
witchcraft Jordan Ott's pulling up there or whatever, but like the roster on paper does not look like it. But all of a sudden, Colin Gillespie is playing like an all-star. So,
here's some of the highlights from that win over the lowly Wizards last night.
These are Colin Gillespie highlights because he had 25 points. He's been scoring quite a lot lately.
All right.
Couple of ball fakes, swings it across to O'Neal, sets up Gillespie, catch and shoot 3 on the way. That is why he is number 1 in the association of catch and shoot threes. Colin with the pull up and just feathery soft touch. Gillespie to the corner.
Got his legs under him there.
Gillespie steps into the lane, gets the steal. He'll pull on the run. Splash down. Timeout, DC.
Let's go.
Colin Gillespie. There you go. He had 25 points and 6 assists in that win last night. 115-111. The Suns get the win over the Wizards. Now, the Wizards, I say lowly because they only have 7 wins this season, but 4 of those 7 wins had come in their last 4 games. So they were kind of playing pretty well coming into that contest last night.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're a good team. I'm just saying they were playing well coming into that game last night.
I really like C.J. McCollum a lot, and I feel really bad that he has to play there.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about it.
There you go. And guess who the Suns play next? The Cavaliers in Cleveland on Wednesday night. So that'll be a fun one. I'll have to see if I can get up next to a TV and win that. I can actually watch it here. I can't watch it at home. So
I know they've got the Thunder as well coming up, like the 3rd or 4th, something like that.
Let's hear from Colin Gillespie, who says he's just trying to fit in with his teammates.
So this was Colin Gillespie attempting to do a post-game interview and being pulled over by the sideline reporter, and his teammates kind of weren't having it.
You guys are just warriors out there, but you look to, 25 points for you tonight. This is the 4th straight game that you've had 4 or more 3-pointers made. Just how big has the basket been looking from beyond the arc?
When you're playing with guys like Devin Booker, it makes it a lot easier. So my teammates have been finding me.
Guys. Perfect timing.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my God! On live TV, bro.
Family show.
I don't care. Yeah, my dog. Yeah, when you got teammates like that, DB, Book,
Mr. Consistent.
Thanks, brother. All right.
That's the new nickname now?
No, that's Dave's Villain Jr., but he's been consistent for us every night, getting us going every single night, every single day. So we appreciate you for your hard work.
Oh, I appreciate that, brother.
Yes, sir.
See you back there. Now, I got great teammates, guys finding me, and then obviously Book has a lot of gravity on the floor. I've always said that, and it's good to be playing with him. I can't wait to get Jalen back, too.
And you guys look 19 offensive rebounds for 26 second chance points. Just what did you see from the overall level of activity tonight, especially knowing that you were without Mark Williams?
Yeah, obviously the energy in here, you got to bring your own energy every night, especially tonight. So we rely on guys like Goody for that. Goody got us going in the first half with a lot of offensive rebounds, and then obviously everybody else contributing off the bench for us, and Oso was great for us tonight on the glass. So it's a collective effort, but a lot of guys stepped up.
Colin, thanks so much. You want to keep the nickname then, Villain Jr. still?
Sure, whatever everybody else likes.
Awesome, thank you.
Dylan Jr. I don't know if he wants that nickname. Oh, Villain Jr.
Yeah,
Villain
so
Jr.
Dylan Brooks is Villain, and Colin Gillespie is Villain Jr. that he got maybe a month and a half ago. So the beep you heard there was Jalen Green, who still hasn't suited up in a month and a half, deciding to drop an F-bomb, which cost him $25,000 today.
He's not even playing, and they're going into his pocketbook.
Right. This family show is what was said. And then the other voice you heard there obviously was Dylan Brooks coming over and giving Colin a little bit of a grief and saying if they should change the name from Villain Jr. to Mr. Consistency, because he's really been balling out. 3rd-year player out of Villanova. He started his career, I believe, with Denver. It was with the Suns last year. But, man, if you look at the stat lines, I think he's got 7-8 straight games in double figures. He's really just been a really good solidifying guard there, ball handler, good defender. Now that with Jalen Green being out, the Suns certainly need that. And the bucket's looking really big. You might have heard the highlight there. Best percentage from catch and shoot 3-pointers in the NBA this season so far. And when you're playing with Devin Booker, I mean, Devin Booker is a double team every single time down the court. So Colin Gillespie, set your feet, knock down shots, play tough defense, and making winning plays. 4 wins in a row, DK.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how well the Phoenix Suns have played so far, especially without Jalen Green suiting up for only 2-3 games this year. And as you heard there, their center got suspended, obviously, for fighting, right? So that also, they were also without Mark Williams, I believe is his name. Yeah, he was out last night because he got suspended for a couple of games. So, yeah, I mean, it's amazing to me what Jordan Ott's been able to do. I did not expect the Suns to be a playoff contender in the race for playoff. I think they're the 6th seed right now in the standings this time of year.
Just another guy out of Villanova, right?
Right. Yeah. No. And I had heard Colin Gillespie's name. I'd seen seen him play in college a little bit, but I don't know that he's a guy in preseason this year that we would think was going to have a big breakout year, averaging 13 points and 4 rebounds, 5 assists per game this year. So facilitating, playing solid defense, just a surprise addition. I think Jordan Ott's really gotten the most out of him.
You mentioned the Suns have won 4 in a row in 3 of those 4 games. The last 3, Gillespie averaging 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 steals.
He's only 6'1", too, and he's not the quickest-footed guy. So what he has is a really herky-jerky stop-and-go kind of motion to his dribble, but he gets to his spots. I mean, if you watch the highlights just from last night's game, Colin Gillespie off the dribble is finding space in the lane in the NBA as a 6'1" guard who's not ultra-athletic. So super polished game, really, really fun young guard to watch.
And if you wanted to know what Jalen Green said, he said, they can't even beep with you.
Yes. Yes, he did. And the entire team, generally you watch the OKC Thunder come out as a team to do interviews. That was Colin Gillespie alone. And then as the interview went along, all of his teammates just kept coming up to him one by one.
So $25 headed to the NBA fund, courtesy of one injured Jalen Green. Suns, though, red hot right now. Have won 4 in a row heading into Cleveland on Wednesday night, New Year's Eve. 520-848-1290 if you want to dive in. Your thoughts on the Suns, the surprise Suns. We'll get some Suns talk going after the first of the year and dive into everything that's been going on with them. 5 o'clock hour, we're going to hear some. We're going to talk some Arizona football. We'll let you hear from. We had a chance to chat with several of the players last week before they left. So we'll let you hear from one of the players. I'll figure out who that's going to be here coming up shortly for you. DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We have a disabled vehicle blocking the right lane right now on the I-10 westbound near Alvernon Way North at milepost 266, so try to slide away from the right lane there. Also an incident with property damage slowing things down at North Thornydale Road and West Sunbright Drive, with northbound Thornydale seeing majority of the backup there. Now we're sitting at about 70 degrees, going to get ready to drop down to about 69 here in the next hour. I'm Dragon Ball, you Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. The once-a-year sale and clearance is here. Upgrade today with Mattress Firm's quality selection of top brands. Let their sleep experts find the perfect bed to help transform your nights. They make sleep easy.
Game day isn't complete without repping your team. Whether you're in the stands, at home, or tailgating with friends, NFLShop.com has the gear every fan needs. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and sideline styles straight from the pros to you. Fresh arrivals drop all season long, so you'll always stay game day ready. Fan like a pro and shop now at NFLShop.com.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I have a great idea.
Oh boy, here it comes.
Let's go caroling.
Don't wanna.
Gary, I love the holiday spirit, but this is a busy time at Alaskan AC.
Don't wanna.
Folks are calling for repairs. We have Alaska vacations to do.
I don't wanna.
Yeah, and that. I don't want to.
Oh, come on. Here, look at the sheet music.
This song?
Oh, I see where you're going.
It goes like this.
If you want your furnace to last all winter long, with an Alaska fabrication, it will always blow strong.
Ah, yes. Really get you in the spirit.
I'm not sure we should go door to door and
That's
sing.
a great idea. We'll go door to door and sing. A 1 and a 2.
If you want your furnace to last all winter long, with an Alaska fabrication, it will always blow strong.
We'll get snowballs thrown at us.
People will have snow brought in just to throw at us.
You guys are on the naughty list.
I'm good with that.
Makes no difference to me.
Oh, Grinch. Schedule an Alaska vacation at alaskanac.com.
Tune in this Saturday as your #1 ranked Arizona Wildcats tip off Big 12 conference play versus Utah.
Grabbed by Del Orso, who drives the baseline and slams it home.
He did what? Del Orso taking off. The pregame show starts at 10:30 a.m. and tip-off from Salt Lake City is set for 2 p.m. on Wildcats Radio 1290.
And now that the results kind of showing, now it's like, okay, I can really, instead of just surviving now, I can really like dominate this thing.
Arizona's best New Year's Eve party is right here and admission is free. Don't miss the Taco Bell New Year's Eve Downtown Bowl Bash with fireworks presented by O'Reilly Chevrolet, a silent disco presented by Tucson Federal Credit Union, and the world-famous Midnight Taco Touchdown. Plus food trucks featuring the Taco Bell food truck and music headlined by the Lucky Devils Band. The fun starts 6 p.m. December 31st at Stone and Congress. Details at thearizonabowl.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COIN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at iccu.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. The debate continues to rage over the Baylor Bears signing of James Najee, a player who was drafted in the second round of the NBA draft a few years ago, but never played in the NBA, and now will have a chance to play in college for the Bears in the Big 12. A 7-foot center from Nigeria, who essentially all he's ever done is played in the NBA Summer League. Never played in the G Leagues, never played in the NBA. This has just started a firestorm in college basketball. You heard Tommy Lloyd's comments. In fact, we'll let you hear Tommy Lloyd coming up again later, but I want you to hear one of my favorite coaches in college basketball is John Calipari. Covered him when I lived in Memphis back in the day. Here's what John Calipari had to say about the NCAA allowing pros to gain eligibility into college basketball.
Look, I don't blame coaches. You know, I've got friends that are playing with 27-year-olds and they feel bad. I said, don't feel bad. We don't have any rules. Why should you feel bad? But let me give you this. Real simple. The rules be's the rules. So if you put your name in the draft, I don't care if you're from Russia and you stay in the draft, you can't play college basketball. Well, that's only for American kids. What? If your name is in that draft and you got drafted, you can't play because that's our rule. Yeah, but that's only for American kids. Okay, now, here's the next lawsuit. Well, we don't have a say over European players. You do if they're playing in college basketball. So that means you don't have a say over high school kids. Does anybody care what this is doing for 17 and 18-year-old American kids? Do you know what this opportunity has done for them and their families? There aren't going to be any high school kids. Who, other than dumb people like me, are going to recruit high school kids? I get so much satisfaction out of coaching young kids and seeing them grow and make it and their family life changes that I'm going to keep doing it. But why would anybody else, if you can get NBA players, G League players, guys that are 28 years old, guys from Europe, do we really know their transcript? Do we have somebody over there? Do we really know their birth certificate? Or don't we? And then, there's no... Look, Tommy Izzo, Mark Few, there are a bunch of us that are just, we got no rules. Why did they let that kid play? Tell us all. Here's what the reason. Then we'll all go get pros.
John Calipari, strong statements there from the longtime college basketball coach. He mentioned Tom Izzo. We'll let you hear what he said tomorrow. We probably won't have time to get to Tom Izzo's comments on the show today, but we'll save those and let you hear what he had to say tomorrow. The bunch of reporters are asking for different comments from college coaches. Dan Hurley from UConn came out today and said, essentially, college basketball needs a commissioner right now, if this is how it's going to work.
Yeah, I mean, what's actually in discussion right now, DK, is the difference between amateur youth athletics in America and amateur youth athletics in Europe. Yep. So because of the huge, the last 5 MVPs have all been European players, right, in the NBA. So there's a huge amount of talent coming over from Europe. The issue being they don't have high school sports. They don't have college sports. So what they have instead is you're Ivan Karchenkov, right. You're 13 years old. You go and sign with a pro team, play for their junior club level team, and then work your way up in professional facilities, getting paid to play professional sports, right, as a very young person. This is the soccer. It's actually the Olympic model, if you want to think about it. Like, You don't just wake up as a 19-year-old and decide you're going to become a world-class figure skater or gymnast. That starts at 8, right? You have to start really young. So the issue being, if European players can come over and get eligible in college athletics after having played professionally in Europe, why are the rules different for American players? But again, the European system is so completely polar opposite to the way that we think of sports in America. Friday Night Lights, right? Like, there is no equivalent to that. There's club teams. You want to play cricket, you want to play, soccer, whatever, in England, there's club teams you can join, but you can't play for your equivalent of a high school of what we have here. So right now, with the NCAA being under the microscope and it being there's the litigation against them for antitrust measures, and whether or not student athletes they're a monopoly, and whether or not student athletes are actually being taken advantage of by the organization. And this is in a really weird 11th hour move. Them allowing eligible players to come back from the pros, DK, is a little bit of a wrench in that monkey works of that litigation of antitrust lawsuits for monopolies, because now they can point, well, hey, we're allowing guys who tested the waters of the NBA, got drafted, and to come back, and we're allowing players who played time in the G League to come back. And that kind of is their argument for those antitrust lawsuits in a way. But doing it in this manner, as opposed to a memo being sent out at the end of the NCAA tournament, just so y'all know, next year, here's the new rule set. Everybody read it up over the summer, because once the season starts, we're going to be playing by these new rules, is not how any of this went down. That's why you're hearing all these coaches talk about it. It's just happening in real time. And as we heard earlier from Coach Lloyd, when you're told by the NCAA this is how it is, and 4 months later that's not how it is, and other coaches have taken advantage of these loopholes in the rules not everybody's on an even playing field. And that's a problem in college athletics, which is supposed to be, for the love of the game and for the love of your city and your school and all those other things. And right now it's just a big mess of how much money can you throw at a former professional athlete to come back as a bit of a ringer, right? And win games for your college. So they just have to figure out what the rules are. And so everybody's on the same page.
Let's hear again what Tommy Lloyd had to say about this after the game last night.
I'm not playing that game. Listen, I mean, guys, it's so crazy right now. And, I guess the only thing that I would say is frustrating is you just don't know what direction things are coming from. You're just trying to coach your team. And there's no way, it's not a compliance issue, it's not whatever. Why doesn't everybody know what's going to be allowed and what's not going to be allowed? Why are we surprised by things? And maybe that's a me fault for having my head in the sand and not being on social media. I could admit that could be a me fault, but I think it should be a little more obvious what is going to be allowed and not allowed. I mean, that to me, if you're talking about a real level playing field, let's start with that. This is almost as crazy as a couple years ago when they said double transfers weren't going to be eligible. So we literally had a guy in the NCAA office sit in my office, tell us, don't recruit double transfers. This is in the summer. They're not going to be eligible. They're going to deny all the waivers. Okay, we didn't recruit double transfers. Well, that January, all the double transfers got eligible everywhere. So, it's just, there's just literally no credibility, and it sucks. But you know what I'm excited about? Arizona basketball. And I'm excited about playing at Utah on Saturday, and I'm not going to be a spokesperson for any of this stuff. So I'm done talking about it. Sorry, Bruce.
I was wondering if it could get to the point, in your opinion, where an NBA guy who still hasn't played all 4 years
not talking about it. You guys already know how I feel, and I just don't want to be a quote on that stuff. I want to be a quote on Arizona basketball and what we have going right now, and let's stay locked into the main thing. Arizona basketball and Arizona football winning the Holiday Bowl. That's as good as it's as deep as I can go in my in my Rolodex right now.
And you may have missed this all because it came down the morning of Christmas Eve. A lot of people obviously were probably not necessarily paying real close attention to the news cycle in the day leading up to the Christmas holiday. But
most people won't pay attention to basketball till March. They're focused on football right now.
But that was when the NCAA sent word to Baylor that this young man, 7-foot Nigerian-born center, could play and was cleared for competition. So there you have it.
I love the whole.
When is their next game?
Baylor's. I know they just played. They've played a game since he was given eligibility, but he did not play.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's, clearly coming in halfway through the season. Any player, doesn't matter if you've had pro experience or not. You're going to need to, get vetted, figure out exactly what your role is, what kind of sets you're running offensively, defensively, and all that. I love control the controllables, right? I love the idea of focusing on things that are within your control. And what Coach Lloyd said at the end there, DK, of course this subject affects him. Of course it affects all people who are currently administrators or working as coaches or support staff in any college athletic, any university. However, right now, Tommy Lloyd is not working as the president or commissioner for NCAA basketball or the NCAA in general. He doesn't have any control over what's going on behind the scenes, all the litigation, all the lawsuits. So right now, being asked by the great Bruce Pascoe, what is he going to say? He's going to say, well, I don't want to be a quote on that. I don't want to be one of these voices. I'm really focused on Utah. Coach speak, of course. But the truth is he doesn't have any control over any of those things. So, opinions, Calipari's, got some really big thoughts. And why is that? Because he was that at Kentucky. He was the guy who built a $10 million dorm for 10 players to come and sit on campus for 6 months and not win NCAA championships. He's been a professional college coach his whole career after Massachusetts. So, obviously he's got thoughts because now the same with Saban. The field has been leveled. And these other coaches now have access to some of the top talent that maybe in the past they didn't because Calipari and Saban had all of it. So I know why those guys are a little bit sour. But Tommy Lloyd is just speaking the truth. He's worried about Utah. Whenever this memo or decision comes out about how NCAA will handle eligibility for former pro basketball players, I'm sure he would like to be in on those meetings, but right now, mid-season is not the time to be making those decisions, which is the whole point of this conversation. Don't declare NBA draft picks can be eligible in December of the season as opposed to over the summer, so everybody's on the same page.
Dragon Ball joins us again. Dragon Ball, anybody, any non-professional contract Arizona Wildcats you take back that might have some eligibility on the roster this year?
Ooh, I mean, there's still a couple of guys out there. I mean, I don't know. Christian Coloco's been going back and forth with the G League.
Oh, yeah, no, he's ineligible.
He played in the
ineligible.
NBA. The other thing they're saying is 5-year, 25. So you can't be talking about 35-year-olds or whatever. Yeah. It's basically like 5 years removed from college, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, we still got to figure out what the qualifications are and everything like that too. Because again, like I said, if it does it count that you're in the G League, does it count that you're in the NBA? What exactly is the cutoff there?
Well, if you're in the and not all the guys in the G League are on two-way contracts. Some of those guys are just in the G League.
Well, this all started with Izzo's comments 2 months ago because there are 2 G League players who played for the Ignite. And if you don't remember, the Ignite was a team the G League and the NBA put together, which was an alternative to going to 1 year college, where you could come and play 1 year for the the under teams for the NBA, and then be eligible to be drafted. So you get a little head start on pro experience. There's 2 players, I can't think of their names. Thierry, I think, is one of them, who both got given eligibility 2 months ago, who had multiple years of G League experience. And that's what set Izzo off 2 months ago. Calipari's comments were from yesterday and based on the Baylor signing of Najee, in which he was given eligibility, as you said, Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild, wild west out there, is it not?
We were trying to figure out the transfer portal. Now we got this.
They just add another layer onto this whole thing. Every single month, it's a different layer to this whole college athletics thing. That's why I'm almost like Tommy. Like, let's focus on. And apparently, Tommy's not afraid to recruit high school kids. John Calipari was saying, who would recruit high school kids? Tommy's got 4 good ones, 4 pretty good ones on his squad this year that has him number 1 in the country heading into Big 12 play. So, and then, like you mentioned, I mean, Ivan Karchinkov kind of fits the mold of one of those guys they're talking about, a guy that's played at a very high level that a lot of American kids, what did we say his age was? I think we said 19.
19, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of 19-year-olds have not played in the type of environment that Ivan Karchinkov has played in, especially not since they were 12 years old.
The general American philosophy is let kids be kids. Let kids play multiple sports. Let kids hang out with their boys, right? And in Europe...
That's why we don't win stuff.
Well,
at an international level.
No, that's exactly right. Because in Europe, what they do is, again, the Olympic model is finding the best of the best 12-year-olds, getting them all together. Victor Wembanyama spent his entire childhood at the France Basketball Academy with Gobert, who is like 7 years older than he was, right? You don't think he got a little bit of a head start on what it took to be an NBA player? So that's the system in general in most European countries. America just has that, let's let kids do junior high and high school and hang out with their boys.
There you go.
And girls, excuse me. Girls as well.
Girls and boys. All right. 520-848-1290. We're going to talk some Arizona football coming up next. Glenn Howe will join us. Dragon Ball's getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. A couple disabled vehicles on the I-10. This first one blocking the right lane on the I-10 eastbound right now. This is near Valencia Road at milepost 267, so do try to avoid that spot. Slide over if you can. Get off one exit before to avoid that. And meanwhile, we also have debris apparently blocking the right lane on I-10 westbound near Marana at milepost 237, so avoid the right lanes at those 2 spots if you're traveling on the I-10 right now. For your weather, finally out of the 60s here. We're finally out of the 70s, rather. We're at 69 degrees. We'll be getting that quick temperature drop going all the way to 58 once we get to 9 o'clock. I'm Dragon Ball with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Indeed Sponsored Jobs gives your job posting a turbo boost. Match with the candidates you're looking for, making your hiring simple. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Again, that's Indeed.com/credit.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hey, man. Yeah, it's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Arizona's best New Year's Eve party is right here, and admission is free. Don't miss the Taco Bell New Year's Eve Downtown Bowl Bash, with fireworks presented by O'Reilly Chevrolet, a silent disco presented by Tucson Federal Credit Union, and the world-famous Midnight Taco Touchdown. Plus, food trucks featuring the Taco Bell food truck, and music headlined by the Lucky Devils Band. The fun starts 6 p.m. December 31st at Stone and Congress. Details at thearizonabowl.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COIN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
I have a great idea.
Oh boy.
Here it comes.
Let's go caroling.
Don't wanna.
Gary, I love the holiday spirit, but this is a busy time at Alaskan AC.
Don't wanna.
Folks are calling for repairs. We have Alaska vacations to do.
I don't wanna.
Yeah, and that. I don't wanna.
Oh, come on. Here, look at the sheet music.
This song?
Oh, I see where you're going.
It goes like this.
If you want your furnace to last all winter long, with an Alaska foundation, it will always blow strong.
Ah, yes. Really get you in the spirit.
I'm not sure we should go door to door and
That's
sing.
a great idea. We'll go door to door and sing. A 1 and a 2.
If you want your furnace to last all winter long, with an Alaska foundation, it will always blow strong.
We'll get snowballs thrown at us.
People will have snow brought in just to throw at us.
You guys are on the naughty list.
I'm good with that.
Makes no difference to me.
Oh, Grinch. Schedule an Alaska vacation at AlaskanAC.com.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. The USC basketball team is missing superstar Juju Watkins, but make no mistake, the Trojans are still a force to be dealt with. Yesterday, the 17th ranked squad went on the road and grabbed a 74-66 win over number 20 Nebraska, who was previously unbeaten. USC trailed by 2 at halftime, but they used a 29-14 advantage in the third quarter to improve to 10-3 on the season. The Trojans have lost tough matchups to powerhouses like South Carolina and UConn. But yesterday's road victory gave head coach Lindsey Gottlieb and her team their 7th win in the last 8 games.
Big time atmosphere, just awesome fans. This is what the Big Ten is going to be, every night. And to get a road win against a top team like this, I'm really impressed with their team.
On Saturday, USC will visit their crosstown rival, 4th-ranked UCLA. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Maggie Gray on Westwood One.
With love I will build a wonderful thing that makes this life better for you and for me.
Shriners Hospitals for Children has been creating wonderful opportunities for children in need. This life-changing medical care helps them do the things they've always dreamed of. To find out more, go to loveshriners.org.
At Straight Talk, we get it. You say no a lot.
Mom, can I get a tarantula?
No.
Coffee?
No. So we're giving you more reasons to say yes, like a free 5G phone with real unlimited data with select plan activation.
Can I use the free phone?
Yes. See? Doesn't it feel good to say yes to more?
Absolutely. Face tattoo?
Absolutely not. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. In-store activation of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Arizona's best New Year's Eve party is right here, and admission is free. Don't miss the Taco Bell New Year's Eve Downtown Bowl Bash, with fireworks presented by O'Reilly Chevrolet, a silent disco presented by Tucson Federal Credit Union, and the world-famous Midnight Taco Touchdown. Plus, food trucks featuring the Taco Bell food truck, and music headlined by the Lucky Devils Band. The fun starts 6 p.m. December 31st at Stone and Congress. Details at thearizonabowl.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to bring you all of the football insights from our Arizona insiders. Our Arizona insiders are brought to you by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo, an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics.
It is Bowl Week here in Tucson, and at least for your Arizona Wildcats. They are now in San Diego, getting set for the Holiday Bowl, which will be played on Friday in the evening. And we will be there for the bowl game this year with coverage. And joined now by our guy. It's called Wildcat Breakdown. Joined as always by Glenn Howe. He is the tight end from the class of 1985. Glenn, how excited are you for this third Wildcats appearance, I should say, in the Holiday Bowl?
Man, it's really great to see these guys get rewarded for a great season that they have accomplished, and I'm excited for Coach Brennan and his staff, because the way the thing started off this whole season, the beginning of the season, everybody, was, what about this football team? And then, man, these guys just brought it together, and they're just a good football team that plays together, loves each other, and they just like winning, man. They're just going after that 10th win. That's what they want. I think they really want this 10th win. So, I'm excited about them, playing in San Diego. Holiday Bowl is a great bowl. SMU is a great team to win it. With a great opponent to have, and I'm excited for this team.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Glenn, you were gone. You were not on that team that played SMU. I think that was in the fall of '85. So you would have been.
Absolutely, I was on that team.
You were on 85. That team? Okay.
I was on that 85 team that played against SMU. And I'll tell you a little short story about that. Is I remember getting in the huddle. We're in the huddle. It's probably the second quarter, I think. And Joe Toffenmeyer comes back to the huddle, and he says he's kicking Jerry Ball's butt. That's what he said. He said, I'm kicking Jerry Ball's butt. And then Valvachekis and those guys were like, we're just killing him. I mean, that's where Joe Toffenmeyer made his name. Just how he dominated Jerry Ball. And Joe became All-American. He was a draft choice. He played in the NFL as a center. Great guy from Idaho. God rest his soul. He passed away along with Big Val, those guys. But I just remember that in the huddle when he came back and he was saying, I was like, because, everybody, that's all the coaches were talking about. Jerry Ball, this dude is unbelievable. All right. And I was trying to get me a shot at him because I'm way over at the end. I'm just running down the line trying to get me a shot because he was playing nose guard. So I wanted to get me a little taste too, but I didn't get to hit him, like straight on or anything. But Joe took care of him, and that's why we won that game. And you can ask Sweet D, he was running pretty good that game. So
that was a team. That was a team that had not had a lot of offensive success coming into that game, but Alfred Jenkins had a day that day through 3 touchdown passes.
Yes, he did. He did. Alfred was on that day, man. And that was a great game. I think they were ranked number 6.
Yeah, they were 6th in the country.
6th in the country, and everybody thought we were going to lose that game, and we were fine. Coach Smith was like, we can beat these guys. I mean, he knew that we were good enough to beat them, and he made us believe that, and that's exactly what we did.
SMU had the nation's longest win streak at the time. They'd won 8 games in a row coming in. And like you mentioned, number 6, and the Wildcats took them down. Great day in Arizona football lore. Chatting with Glenn Howe. He is your Arizona Insider, brought to you by Modelo. Modelo is brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo is an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics. It is Wildcats Breakdown. And Arizona getting set to play in the Holiday Bowl against SMU. Now, Glenn, Coach Brennan has been very coy about what guys might be opting out of this game. Put on a helmet of a current player and how you would go about making that decision about whether or not to play, and who are some of the guys you think would maybe potentially opt out, and guys that definitely probably need to be playing on Friday.
Well, I think that we don't have. I don't think Traden is projected to be a first or second rounder, and he may be a third round pick. And if he is a first round, he may be able to turn that around in the combine and be a first round pick. But, Traden and Dalton are the ones that I think that are going to be the ones that we're going to maybe have to lose. And, that's a business decision for those guys. But if they want to, enhance, I think if they can enhance their position in the draft, they can play. A lot of people will tell you, say, you shouldn't play in this game. But you know what? I'm an old school guy, and I got some dice in my hand. And I'm telling you, I would play that game because I would think that you can enhance your position if you play well against a good team like SMU. If we were playing Podunk U, then I would, I'd definitely be sitting out.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that sentiment right there. And that was one of the things when you're talking about like who the opponent might be if you're playing maybe a group of 5 team, a smaller school or something like that.
Yeah.
But again, you win 5 games in a row down the stretch. You play yourself into a bowl game like this where you're getting a really good competitor, ACC competitor. Almost obviously got Notre Dame if they had decided they wanted to play in the process. That would have been something. You talk about the history of a little bit more history known about Arizona's win over Notre Dame, less history probably known about Arizona's win over SMU. That's why it was important for you definitely to tell that story at the top of the interview.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, that game was. I remember that game was just an exciting game. The fans were out. The fans were crazy that game, and we kind of basically dominated that game. And like I said, when our offensive line and our guys are up front, we were up front just really handling the line of scrimmage. And SMU was known for having older guys. This is before You know, they weren't going on no Mormon trips or anything. They're just older guys. Okay, they weren't going on no, their excursions and stuff. But I remember I was blocking this one dude. I thought he had a big old beard and he looked like he was like 30. And I mean, and SMU that was the year right after Craig James and all those guys.
Yeah.
They left in '83, and then that '84 that team, and then everything started to break up, and and there were some guys that looked a little bit older than they did, and we just totally dominated that game. It was an exciting game. It was great.
As you look at, obviously, going into this bowl situation, Glenn, a 300-yard performance by Noah Fifita could put him into second place all time in terms of passing yards at the University of Arizona, passing Willie Tuitama, putting him right behind Nick Foles. I've said I've said all season, really, to me, the defense is why this team is where they are. And everything that has started from literally the third day of really the first day of fall camp, but noticeably from the third day of fall camp and what this defense was going to be about and all of that lived to fruition. What do you think are going to be the important points for this defense to be able to perform well in this game against a pretty talented offense on that side for SMU?
Yeah, SMU's got a great offense. They got some really good, talented receivers. They want to run the ball. They actually want to run the ball. But if they don't have to run it, they'll throw it.
Yeah.
They'll throw it. They'll throw it. Because if you look at, this is what I did. I looked at the last 3 games because those are the guys. So that usually tells you a trend of what they are at that point of the season. You look at them, and they just kind of they kind of shied away from the run, and they threw a lot. They had some games that they were up, and I was just looking at that, and they were up on their pass attempts, and then on their running attempts. So I think it's going to be good for our defense if they try to pass. If they're a smart team and they looked at our last 3 games, they would look at trying to run the football. So that's what they need to try to do, is to run the football. But you know what? You got to pick your poison. They're going to have to pick their poison because if they don't get successful at either one of those, it's going to be a long night for them, I think.
2 solid tight ends that they have on that offensive side of the ball as well. So, I mean, they've got a number of different guys, Matthew Hibner and R.J. Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland is really good.
Yeah.
They're big guys. They can catch the ball. They can block. So, and they got some good wide receivers, too. Their wide receivers are good. Brenson's good, and, they have some guys that are really just athletes, man. And I think it's going to be a great game for us because we got a lot of Texas guys. Mm-hmm. Kelvin's going to be emphasizing that, and them Texas boys, they want to walk in the hood and say, you know what, we beat your butt, man. We took you down, man. Arizona's, the top dog, because a lot of these guys, I looked at their roster, they're all from Texas. I saw a couple Cali guys, from Florida guys, and, some Georgia guys, and, so that it's going to be a competitive thing, and that's what our mix is. Which I really looked at our roster. I was like, damn, we got a lot of Texas guys, and we got some guys from California, a lot of guys from California, and it's going to be a challenging game for them, and I think it's going to be very competitive.
Well, Sonny Dykes got it going there, and Rhett Lashley has definitely taken it to a new level there. They've got a couple of 11-win seasons. Obviously, got to the playoff last year. The Pony Express is back as they've made their move now, second season into the ACC. Glenn, we will talk to you from San Diego on Friday.
Yes, we will. I'll see. What time are you getting there?
Well, we'll get there on New Year's Day, probably sometime after the noon hour.
All right. Okay. I'll talk to you then. I'll holler at you tomorrow.
Absolutely. Glenn Howell.
Down, guys.
There we go.
Happy New Year's to you guys, man.
Happy New Year indeed. Glenn Howell, the tight end, 1985.
Nobody brings you the inside scoop on your Arizona Wildcats like we do. Today's Arizona Insiders are brought to you by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo, an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We have that I-10 Keno to Irvington work still ongoing with eastbound and westbound Ajo Way west of Keno Parkway reduced to one lane daily from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. through the end of January 2026. Meanwhile, Irvington west of the I-10 will be reduced to one lane daily as well through mid-January of 2026. For your weather, currently sitting at about 66 degrees right now, with that cool down quickly happening, going about 58 degrees at 9 o'clock. I'm John Wealth, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall is your premier automotive destination in town. Explore the new 2025 Honda models and extensive collection of pre-owned vehicles. Experience no-hassle financing and our no-haggle one-price selection. Visit AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall today.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. When you're trying to find quality candidates, all the searching, screening, and interviewing can become a job itself. You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform that makes it easy to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
I have a great idea.
Oh boy.
Here it comes.
Let's go caroling.
Don't wanna.
Gary, I love the holiday spirit, but this is a busy time at Alaskan AC.
Don't wanna.
Folks are calling for repairs. We have Alaska vacations to do.
I don't wanna.
Yeah, and that. I don't wanna.
Oh, come on. Here, look at the sheet music.
This song?
Oh, I see where you're going.
It goes like this.
If you want your furnace to last all winter long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
Ah, yes. Really get you in the spirit.
I'm not sure we should go door to door and
That's
sing.
a great idea. We'll go door to door and sing. A 1 and a 2.
If you want your furnace to last all winter long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
We'll get snowballs thrown at us.
People will have snow brought in just to throw at us.
You guys are on the naughty list.
I'm good with that.
Makes no difference to me.
Oh, Grinch. Schedule an Alaska vacation at AlaskanAC.com.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZzzQuil Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZzzQuil Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Arizona's best New Year's Eve party is right here, and admission is free. Don't miss the Taco Bell New Year's Eve Downtown Bowl Bash, with fireworks presented by O'Reilly Chevrolet, a silent disco presented by Tucson Federal Credit Union, and the world-famous Midnight Taco Touchdown. Plus, food trucks featuring the Taco Bell food truck, and music headlined by the Lucky Devils Band. The fun starts 6 p.m. December 31st at Stone in Congress. Details at thearizonabowl.com.
Hey, man. Yeah, it's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If
If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COIN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COIN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Arizona football getting set to play in the Holiday Bowl against Southern Methodist University from down in Dallas, Texas. It'll be the third time these two teams have played together. We mentioned 1985 the last time, and that was a game that our Glenn Howell played in, 28-6 win here at the stadium. The other game they played was in 1938. One of the guys from Texas who's going to be on the field, transfer Max Harris. Our Dragon Ball caught up with Max Harris. It is your Casino del Sol replay.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Coming into camp this season, a lot of the focus was going to be figuring out what depth we were going to have at linebacker, and the defensive backfield kind of took the early charge in camp, but linebackers were quickly kind of following up, and they kind of met that mentality, I guess would be the best way of putting it. You being in that room, what was it like seeing all the new faces, all the old faces all kind of come together to make the linebacker room what they are today? What was the early onset that you saw that, okay, no, this is going to be a group that's going to make some plays for the defense here?
Yeah, so I think the first thing is when we got Coach Bringell, he asked what do we want to be on the defense, like what do we want to be for the defense. And, one of the things that I had said, or somebody in the room, I'm pretty sure, but we were just like playmakers, like we want to be like playmakers. Mm-hmm. And so obviously we had like camp, during workouts, and obviously seeing everybody's mentality. I like the linebackers, like, always working hard and things like that. And then we moved on to spring ball. And, once everybody got the playbook down, like, and got comfortable, we just saw that what everybody could do, like, Chase rushing, Riley rushing, like Jabari's dropping, like just things like that. Like we all saw that we had something different to bring. And so, shout out to the DBs, of course, but we also want to be playmakers on the defense. Mm-hmm. So if everybody's trying to be great, then we're going to have a great defense.
Now, with linebacker particularly now, in the way that the offenses have kind of taken over in football, both at the college and the pro level, a lot of people assume that linebacker is just, okay, you're going to sit in the zone, you're going to wait for a play to come to you. Real people that know ball know that's not what it's like. Yeah. So when you're in that spot and you're going back and forth between being a blitzer, between being a spy, because there was a lot of +1 teams that the Cats were facing here, especially after that initial bye week. How much effort do people not see the linebackers give on a game-to-game basis? If you had to explain to a person that's never understood football, what is it that a linebacker has to do to be excelling in that position?
I'll explain it to them like this. The first thing is we're the one giving the call. So while you're playing football and giving the call and having to yell over however many people we're playing in front of, that's the first thing. It's harder than most people think. Second thing is, obviously you got run and pass conflict. That's something like that. And then just being on our defense as a whole, like we're running full speed to the ball, trying to, with bad intentions. So that's something with everybody on the defense. But just like you look at the numbers, you ask our strength coach or something like that. Like our linebacker room usually has one of the highest player loads, especially like Tate Brown has one of the highest player loads on the defense or really on the team. And so, I mean, it just shows how much work we're putting in, how hard it is, at the position. But
now the defensive backfield, they've had a lot of the old players that are coming back. They kind of had, like I said, a lot of seniority in that defense. The defensive line had a lot of issues of health last season, but they've stayed relatively healthy. What for you and your crew would you say is more beneficial, having a fresh and constantly rotating D-line, or that that seasoned and well-versed defensive backfield? What best helps you play well in a defensive game? And I won't tell either side what you say.
I mean, that's a very hard question. But I think that having a violent, fast, physical D-line helps the linebackers and the secondary. You know what I'm saying? I think that the D-line, it starts up front because you don't stop the run, you're not helping the linebackers or the secondary. You know what I'm saying? You don't get after the quarterback for the pass, you don't help the linebackers or the secondary. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, I guess the D-line, just being fast, physical, violent, things like that.
Now, going up against SMU for the final game of the season, you've had a lot of teams that you played against that had that +1 runner, where you have that quarterback that came right out of the shotgun, and the running back would be out leading blocking and stuff like that. Initially, there were some issues early on in the year, BYU and Houston, but there's been a lot of adjustment and a lot of depth that has come from you guys playing those teams, and you have gotten to a point where you're stopping runs not just from quarterbacks but from overall running games. What is the biggest thing that you would claim is that success? Is it just watching the film? Is it just being adjusted to it in the game? What would you say was the biggest help in adjusting to that?
The biggest help is doing our job, being physical and doing our job, because you go back and look, they're +1 quarterback run, things like that, there's always a way to stop it, and the way to stop it is being physical and fast and trusting what you know. You know what I'm saying? If we would have did our job, I mean, this is how it goes a lot of times, but if you just do your job, things come out different. So
now, going into this game, and you have a chance to go ahead and be the 5th team in U of A history to have 10 wins on the season. Now, there's a part of that where you get to say that you're a part of a legacy aspect of the program's history, but there's also a pride aspect, we finished with 10 wins. We're going to be proud of this season for a long time. Is it more so the idea that you get to be a part of a legacy, or the fact that you can hang a hat on a job well done and 10 wins on a season, of the pride aspect behind that? What would you say is more so what would you have be the final word on this potential season?
For me, I think definitely the legacy. The legacy part is something I think everybody wants to do, and create history, make history, things like that. And so, it feels good to say that we won, that we, have the opportunity to win 10 games and things like that. But I would definitely say more the legacy part, however many 122 teams or 121 teams before us, it's we did that. So I would say the legacy part.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Max Harris, linebacker for your Arizona Wildcats, chatting with our Dragon Ball David Amata. 4th college for that young man. Started at Incarnate Word, much like the quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. Started at Incarnate Word, went to Louisiana Monroe, Texas State, and finishing things out here at the University of Arizona. And it has a very solid season for him. 75 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss on the year for Max Harris. Good solid season here in his first and final and only year with the Arizona Wildcats. He'll lead that defense onto the field Friday when they take on SMU and have a chance to win a 10th game this season. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We're going to take our final break, come back, wrap things up before Panther Talk. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290, traffic and weather together. And we have an incident with unknown injuries over at West Cotero Farms Road and North Thornydale Road. A lot of backup at this intersection. Try to avoid it if you can. And another disabled vehicle on the on-ramp this time of the I-10 westbound near North Sandario Road at milepost 236. Your weather currently getting to about 66 degrees again, 65 degrees at 6 o'clock before 58 at 9. I'm Dragonball with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Indeed Sponsored Jobs gives your job posting a turbo boost. Match with the candidates you're looking for, making your hiring simple. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Again, that's Indeed.com/credit.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
I have a great idea.
Oh boy.
Here it comes.
Let's go caroling.
Don't wanna.
Gary, I love the holiday spirit, but this is a busy time at Alaskan AC.
Don't wanna.
Folks are calling for repairs. We have Alaska vacations to do.
I don't wanna.
Yeah, and that. I don't wanna.
Oh, come on. Here, look at the sheet music.
This song?
Oh, I see where you're going.
It goes like this.
If you want your furnace to last all winter long, with an Alaska fabrication, it will always blow strong.
Ah, yes. Really get you in the spirit.
I'm not sure we should go door to door and
That's
sing.
a great idea. We'll go door to door and sing. A 1 and a 2.
If you want your furnace to last all winter long, with an Alaska fabrication, it will always blow strong.
We'll get snowballs thrown at us.
People will have snow brought in just to throw at us.
You guys are on the naughty list.
I'm good with that.
Makes no difference to me.
Oh, Grinch. Schedule an Alaska vacation at AlaskanAC.com.
Arizona's best New Year's Eve party is right here, and admission is free. Don't miss the Taco Bell New Year's Eve Downtown Bowl Bash, with fireworks presented by O'Reilly Chevrolet, a silent disco presented by Tucson Federal Credit Union, and the world-famous Midnight Taco Touchdown, plus food trucks featuring the Taco Bell food truck, and music headlined by the Lucky Devils Band. The fun starts 6 p.m. December 31st at Stone and Congress. Details at thearizonabowl.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COIN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, I'm Chris Van Vliet, host of the #1 podcast, Insight with Chris Van Vliet. On the show, I sit down with the biggest names in pro wrestling, sports, film, and beyond. These are real, long-form conversations that go behind the scenes and beyond the headlines with people like John Cena, The Undertaker, Cody Rhodes, and more. We talk mindset, motivation, and what it takes to succeed. This is Insight with Chris Van Vliet. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Arizona's best New Year's Eve party is right here, and admission is free. Don't miss the Taco Bell New Year's Eve Downtown Bowl Bash, with fireworks presented by O'Reilly Chevrolet, a silent disco presented by Tucson Federal Credit Union, and the world-famous Midnight Taco Touchdown. Plus, food trucks featuring the Taco Bell food truck and music headlined by the Lucky Devils Band. The fun starts 6 p.m. December 31st at Stone in Congress. Details at thearizonabowl.com.
Nobody covers your cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, final few minutes of our show for today. We got Panther Talk coming up for you in the 6 o'clock hour, and then we'll get you back over to Westwood One Sports, the new evening show with Pat Boyle and Brad Evans. Don't forget, we'll be back with you tomorrow. DK on the sports tip once again. We'll have a full show, 3 o'clock. Brian Jeffries is scheduled to join us. I think you guys, did you say he was out on the pool, at the pool today? Is he already in San Diego?
I did talk to Mr. Brian Jeffries today, and all he said was he was at the pool enjoying. I don't know if he was at a pool at a fine resort in San Diego, DK, or if he's at his own pool here in Tucson, but definitely enjoying the nice weather either way. I would imagine.
What was that? I didn't even look to see. Was it a nice day in San Diego?
As I said, I mean, I think it's one of those deals where San Diego's always in the mid-60s this time of year and always in the high 50s at night. Like there's like a 8-degree difference between day and night. It's really weird, but a little bit of rain I saw. So, I mean, in the forecast, I don't know what it's currently like down there. Yeah.
77 today. Like you mentioned, rain scheduled tomorrow and Thursday. Wildcats practice today. Partly cloudy, about 67 degrees scheduled for Friday on game day. Hopefully we won't get any rain. That'll all clear out of there, and we'll be dry for the game, which, again, will start here at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock out in San Diego. Our coverage scheduled to begin at 2 o'clock in the afternoon with Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. We'll have much more coming up for you on that tomorrow and letting you know exactly what's happening once we get to Friday. Thanks to Dragon Ball. Thanks to JW Madden. Most of all, as always, thanks to you for listening. My name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Stay with us. Panther Talk is coming up next. They got to win on Saturday to get in. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. It's DK on the sports tip. Did you hear what we were talking about? An American male has not won a Grand Slam tennis tournament in 22 years. One question I want to ask about this, though. I just wonder if the phenomenon that was Tiger Woods siphoned off a lot of American kids from playing tennis and had them picking up golf clubs instead. DK on the sports tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Golden West Weight Loss is now offering semaglutide GLP-1 injections at special low pricing. If you have been struggling with weight loss, semaglutide GLP-1 injections could be the solution for you. The experienced medical professionals at Golden West Weight Loss are here to guide and support you every step of the way. Call Tucson's #1 weight loss center at 520-792-1966 or go to TucsonMedical.com to schedule an appointment. Golden West Weight Loss, changing the shape of Tucson.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SCORE for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SCORE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SCORE.
Scott Graham here from Westwood One. Don't miss any of our exclusive NFL action all season long until a new champion is crowned at Super Bowl 60. Of course, each week begins with Thursday Night Football. I'll get it started with a preview and a look ahead at the big weekend games. Then it's to the stadium for the play-by-play of all the action. Join us all season long on Thursday Night Football.
Your home for the National Football League in Southern Arizona is Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, she's inside. Are you good?
Yeah. It's just, she's my baby girl, you know?
I do, and ceramic coating was a good choice.
She's beautiful.
Yep, I know.
Recon Auto Detailing. Enhance or restore your baby to her former glory with paint recondition, ceramic coating, paint protection, tinting, and more for full protection of your vehicle inside and out. New cars, old cars, we love them all. Recon Auto Detailing, 3829 North Oracle Road, Tucson. ReconDetail.com.
Cactus RV, offering the most affordable pre-owned RVs, travel trailers, and toy haulers in Tucson. We offer consignments on RVs, travel trailers, trucks, cars, and SUVs. Sell without the hassle and let Cactus RV do it for you. Cactus RV is also a local independent service center, so they can help keep your RV, travel trailer, or toy hauler in pristine condition and ready to sell or hit the road for your next adventure. A true one-stop shop. Call now, 888-2244. Visit cactusrv.com or visit us on Romero, just north of Prince.
A promise is potent, born of intention, fueled by commitment. It's seeing things through, always showing up. And we know a thing or two about promises here at Susan G. Komen. Over 40 years ago, we locked arms with you toward one vision: a world without breast cancer. By investing in life-saving research and standing up for patient rights, we are shifting the system so all people everywhere get the care they deserve. Because if you've just been diagnosed and don't know where to turn, we've got you. If you can't afford the treatment you need, we've got you. And if you are driven to raise money to honor the best friend you've just lost, we have a place for you here. Because of you, we're supporting those who need help today while tirelessly searching for tomorrow's cures. Ending breast cancer needs all of us. Visit Komen.org and be a part of the Susan G. Komen community today.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Season's greetings from Pixrox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. The end of the year is near, but you do not need to fear. We can help you keep your budget in the clear. Now until the end of December, there are still federal tax credits, TEP rebates, and manufacturer rebates on select HVAC systems and tankless water heaters. Call 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at PixroxCooling.com.
Pixrox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Is an exclusive presentation of the Carolina Panthers and the National Football League. Panther Talk. This is Panther Talk on the Carolina Panthers Radio Network.
Championship opportunity. We knew we were going to have to take all these moments, and really look at them with clear focus and attack it with everything we have. And it's all written out for us. And, Derek had a nice message to the group. It's like, everything you got, guys. Just, we got to be locked in here. Like, let's make sure we block out all the external stuff. It's just going to be about football. Let's get back to work. And I couldn't agree more. Making sure that these guys understand, for over a month now, we've been playing playoff football. We've been playing, every single game has mattered. And, we've gotten some help, from other spots. But at the same time, it's about us handling business. And we got to make sure that we show up with our right mentality and the right game plan.
And now, along with Jim Szoke and Eugene Robinson, here's Anish Shroff with Panther Talk, live from the Panthers broadcast facility at Bank of America Stadium.
Once more, unto the breach, we go to Week 18, the regular season finale. Welcome to Panther Talk. Anish Shroff, Jim Szoke, Eugene Robinson, and the head coach of the Carolina Panthers, Dave Canales. I'm going to use your favorite word because now we're talking about it in the micro and the macro. It's finished, right?
Finish time, championship moments, shirts and hats game. This is what we live for. This is what we worked so hard for all year, really. We talk about the division. We talk about starting with that first championship first. And that's the goal. And that's the mentality and the mindset of the group is this is a championship moment. And it's true. Here it is. One more shot. And the guys are excited about it.
Coach, you've been talking about championships moments and this last stretch when we look at all the games. Very, very close games. This game, I thought, with the Seattle Seahawks was one of the best examples of a championship, a slug-out fight that really goes down to the wire that you got to really grab a play and make it your own. We weren't able to do that, but seeing the growth and seeing that fight, you have to be proud of what you guys did.
Absolutely. I'm so proud, and you said it just right. You know, these championship moments, this game against the Seahawks, it comes down to making a few plays, and offensively, we weren't able to make those plays at the end. We had a nice drive, scored a touchdown, got it closer. The defense made some phenomenal plays. You talk about championship performances and just the consistency of how they played and challenged them. They got a couple of big plays out on us, but for the most part, the run game was in check, you know, and challenged things in the back end and had some opportunities on the ball. Got the ball, you know, knocked down, a fumble recovery and an interception, Mike Jack's interception in the back of the end zone, a couple of other missed stops, but they gave us opportunities, and that's where we got to come together as a group and have that killer instinct and that mentality for all of us to finish that way and to know these championship games come down to that. It's a play or two at the right time, and then you're right in it.
So close about so many things, but Derek Brown nearly getting that interception that they had to review. I mean, those things can go either way in just a split second if he gets that ball there. Offensively, what were your bigger takeaways about where the challenges were yesterday against Seattle?
Yeah, really, there were some real fundamental breakdowns in a couple of spots. I wouldn't say consistently throughout the whole day, but it also gives me an opportunity to give the Seahawks a lot of credit. This is a fantastic defense, and you know, they made it really challenging. We were 1 for 11 on third down. That kind of day just limits what we can do, you know, in general, to set things up, to get the run game going, to have that continuity and rhythm that we were looking for. And so, you know, we